Down there, Quigley. A great opportunity for himself. Stephen Quinn with the hat trick. Now Abino. And Abino finds the back of the net in his Illinois debut. His first career goal. Luke Forber with the goal.
Thomas Colas, he's in. He shoots out in front. The captain is the savior again.
Thomas Colas finds the back of the net. Going in, it's a goal! Joe Nolan puts the line up 2-1.
We'll stop till we're legend.
every selfie. Lose sleep over wealth, it's not healthy. Finding a new religion on Yelp to come help me. Praying to the label itself, do not shelf me. In the middle with the beggars and rejects, reading between texts, weed, liquor, and sex. She say she love me at dusk, but at dawn I pack up my things and I'm gone. And I don't know where I'm gonna go, but I don't care, I'm on the road. Never been a perfect soul, but I will not apologize. Been a lot of places in this life, and I did a lot wrong I can't make right. Never been a perfect soul, I will not apologize. here. I'm living with nothing to fear out here. There's lessons you learn, bridges you burn, all for the cost of $1 to earn. And they say they love me at dusk, but at dawn I pack up my things and I'm gone. And I don't know where I'm gonna go, but I don't care, I'm on the road. Never been a perfect soul, but I will not apologize. Been a lot of places in this life, and I did a lot wrong I can't make right. Never been a perfect soul, but I will not apologize.
Traveling in packs that I can't carry anymore, but waiting for somebody else to carry me. There's nothing that's there for me at my door. All the people I know aren't who they used to be. And if I try to change my life one more day, there would be nobody else to save. And I can't change into a person I don't wanna be, so oh, it's Saturday night. I pray for the wicked on the weekend. Mama, can I get another amen? Oh, it's Saturday night. Swear to God, I ain't never gonna repent. Mama, can I get another amen? Oh, it's Saturday night. Yeah. Every morning when I wake up, I wanna be who I couldn't say I'd ever been. But it's so much more than I ever was. If every night I go to sleep knowing that I give everything that I had to give, then it's all I could have asked for. I've been standing up beside everything I've ever said, but oh, it's Saturday night. I pray for the wicked on the weekend. Mama, can I get another amen? Oh, it's Saturday night. Swear to God, I ain't never gonna repent. Mama, can I get another amen? Oh, it's Saturday night. Yeah. If I had one more day to wish, if I had one more day,
And welcome to the Big Pond here in Champaign, Illinois. We are ready for the second game this weekend of Alumni Weekend at the University of Illinois as the Illini look to get one back against the Ohio Bobcats, who come in 5th in the country, Illinois ranked number 13. Alongside Stephen Cohn, I am Ori Benatar. If you missed it last night, Illinois was shut out by Ohio, a 1-0 victory for the Bobcats. Their lone goal scored by Jenkins on an assist from Yanni Evangelisti. And Ohio, their defense has also not been letting up. 2 consecutive shutouts as Jimmy Thomas has been a brick wall in goal, has not conceded a goal in 7 straight periods. What was your big takeaways from last night's game, Stephen?
Well, when I was talking with Luke Forfar, the Illini forward, throughout the game, he was kind of saying that his guys, his teammates, needed to get more shots on Jimmy Thomas. They were kind of stuck to the outside all game. They weren't able to get enough traffic down low, and that kind of hurt them overall because, you know, Jake Barnhart, the Illini's netminder, faced a lot more shots than Jimmy Thomas. And then the day, it was a 1-0 game. The one goal came on a 2-on-1 breakout by the Bobcats. So, you know, it was a close-fought game, but overall, in the box score, it wouldn't look the same. Ohio, a lot more shots than the Illini.
Yeah, and Ohio is riding a 3-game winning streak, 2 straight against Syracuse back in Athens, and they're looking for the sweep against Illinois. They've won 2 of the 3 against the Illini, the last 2. But Sean Hogan's side looks like there's going to be a couple of absences. We did not see Yanni Evangelisti warming up. Evangelisti now with 32 points on the season. Also looks like Austin Heekins is not going to be playing tonight.
Yeah, Higgins went out, I think, in the 3rd period last night. Evangelisti went out in the 2nd period with what looked to be a lower body injury. So we'll see if he gets well, and especially hope he gets well, because he's supposed to participate in the World University Games later this month and next month in Siberia. So you got to hope he gets better, because he's representing the U.S., he's representing the ACHA alongside Jacob Houston, Illini defenseman Tower Opilka, and Illini head coach Nick Fabrini. You hope he's on the team, because if you like the USA, you want Evangelisti to be healthy. And
Evangelisti out again tonight. If you're just joining us, I'm Ori Benatar. Stephen Cohn here with me on this Illini hockey broadcast presented by YouTube. Let's move to the home side, Illinois, who have lost 6 of their last 7 games, trying to avoid what would be their first sweep at home. Or their first time getting swept at home, I should say, since they lost to Lindenwood twice earlier in 2019. Offensively, it's been a bit of a struggle the last couple of games. They've only scored 4 goals in their last 3 games total. Thomas Kolaz and Kasper Ribba scoring 2 each of those 4. No Luke Forfar again tonight, as you mentioned, since he was here last night for the game. Jake Barnhart is back in goal. But offensively, Illinois is just going to have to improve a lot. What's it going to take?
Well, someone's got to find a way to step up. And it's been Kasper Ribba all year. And he's a freshman still. He's still only 19 years old. And he has 15 goals, which leads the team. So you need someone that's not Kasper Ribba, someone who's not Thomas Kolaz to step up. I want that second line to do more. Stephen Quinn, he was electric first semester. Hasn't been that same guy second semester yet. And John Moskva, Drew Richter, these 2 guys on that second line as well. They can be lethal threats on offense. Get some more shots out of them.
Yeah, there's been just a big rise up for Ribba and Kolaz in terms of the goals. Ribba with 15 leading the team. Kolaz now with 12. No Illini hockey broadcast is not complete without a score prediction. Did I do that right?
That was perfect.
Perfect, okay.
Great job.
Okay, what do you think is going to happen tonight?
Well, Luke Forfar wouldn't give me one last night, so I'm considering not giving you one tonight. Kidding. I'm going to go the Illini able to pull this one out in overtime, 2-1. I think another low-scoring game. It's going to be another physical game. I'd expect someone maybe to leave with injury again. Not that I want to see that, but just the way these 2 teams were playing last night, very physical style. I think Kasper Ribba nets the game winner in overtime.
And again, just to remind you, this is the 4th and final regular season game between Illinois and Ohio in Athens.
No, yeah, they played 6 times last year.
They played 6 times last year. Yeah. They're playing 4 times this year. So in Athens, Ohio, I should say, got shut out by the Illini in the first game 4-0. Then Ohio came back with an overtime 4-3 victory, Rudin scoring the winner. And then, of course, last night, the 1-0 win for the Bobcats as they look to get their 4th consecutive win. And Illinois is trying to avoid what would be their 3rd straight loss and their 7th in the last 8.
It's just been like that win against Ohio back in Athens in December was probably the biggest win of the season so far for Illinois, because that was coming out of their Thanksgiving weekend tournament in Chicago, and that was a struggle for the Illini. So to come back, get that shutout win was huge. They beat the Bobcats in the playoffs twice last year in the CSCHL tournament and the ACHA tournament. They know they can beat Ohio. You got to get a conference win at some point here. It's been a struggle here in the second semester for Illinois. Got to get that one tonight.
And there's a possibility that the Illini's record can go to 500 with a regulation loss tonight.
Yeah, that 14-14-5 is it's been obviously one of the most difficult schedules in the country, but that's not acceptable if you're an Illini fan, and it's not acceptable for the players. They want to do better, and the schedule only gets more difficult here on out.
Well, we'll be back for the first period in just a bit here from the Big Pond, Ohio and Illinois, live in just a bit. We'll be back for the face-off here on YouTube.
Do you wonder if the feeling is here tonight? 'Cause when it comes, well, you better hold on to it. Do you hear the thunder? Thunder rolling inside your mind. 'Cause when it comes, don't you take your time. Race there like a son of a gun, try to find a little room to breathe. One hand on the beat of the drum, one hand on the gasoline. Mama said don't light that spark unless you wanna feel the heat of power. I'm going under. I'm falling so spellbound. 'Cause when it comes, so heavy is it that wears the crown. Race there like a son of a gun, try to find a little room to breathe. One hand on the beat of the drum, one hand on the gasoline. Mama said don't light that spark unless you wanna feel the heat of power. You wanna feel the heat?
There's a moment in your bones when the fire takes over. Blood is running, heart is pumping as the battle gets closer. They can say what they want now, 'cause we'll be screaming now. We can be heroes everywhere we go. We can have all that we ever want. Swinging like Ali, knocking out bodies, standing on top like a champion. Keep your silver, give me that gold. You'll remember when I say we can be heroes everywhere we go. Keeping us down is impossible.
As a child, you would wait and watch from far away, but you always knew that you'd be the one to work while they all play. And you lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream. Here we are, don't turn away now. We are the warriors that built this town. Here we are, don't turn away now. We are the warriors that built this town. The time will come when you have to rise above the rest and prove yourself. Your spirit never dies. Farewell, I've gone to take my throne above, but don't weep for me, 'cause this will be the labor of my love. Here we are, don't turn away now. We are the warriors that built this town. Here we are, don't turn away now. We are the warriors that built this town. Here we are, don't turn away now. We are the warriors that built this town. Here we are, don't turn away now. We are the warriors that built this
Hello out there, we're on the air, it's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Second period, where players dash with skates aflash. The home team trails behind, but they grab the puck and go bursting up, and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees. They travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside. It's a 1-1 hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Third period, last game in the playoffs too. Oh, take me where the hockey players face off down the rink, and the Stanley Cup is all filled up for the champs who win the drink. Now the final flick of a hockey stick and a one gigantic scream. The puck is in, the home team wins the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game.
open up the champagne, pop. It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. Cause we've done this before, so you come on in. Make yourself at my home, tell me where you been. Pour yourself something cold, baby, cheers to this. Sometimes you gotta stay in, and you know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Morning comes and you know that you wanna stay. Close the blinds, let's pretend that the time has changed. Keep our clothes on the floor, open up champagne. Let's continue tonight, come on, celebrate. That's how we do. Sometimes you gotta stay in, and you know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my duck off the crib, the spot, the pad. But my house is your house if you throwing it back. Excuse me, it's my home, draining the sand. Soon as these happy
And welcome back to the Big Pond here in Champaign, Illinois. This Illini hockey broadcast presented by YouTube. As the Illini host the Ohio Bobcats alongside Stephen Cohen, I am Maury Benatar. We're ready for the second game of this two-game series between Ohio and Illinois. The Illini at home wearing all white with the blue shorts, as Jake Barnhart will be in goal for Illinois for the second night in a row. And for Ohio, who have kept two straight shutouts on a three-game winning streak, Jimmy Thomas returns in net, looking for his 8th consecutive period without conceding a goal. Illinois trying to get a split in the series, while Ohio looking for the sweep tonight, Stephen.
And Ohio is such a good team, but also these teams hate each other. You ask any of these guys, which team do you love playing the most? And they say Ohio, because they love the rivalry aspect of this. It's so exciting for them, and the last regular season matchup of the regular season.
Illinois going with their second line to start this game tonight, with Richter, Moskaluk, and Quinn, and Nolan and Turek, the defensive pairing, as Moskaluk was looking to get through into the offensive end. Now Lampron is skating up, a nice pass to the left side, and there's a quick shot and a good save from Jake Barnhart with the stick, as that shot came from the Bobcats.
First 2 minutes of yesterday's game, kind of feeling out period. Overall today, that was 10 seconds. Ohio got a shot.
Ohio moving it up now, looking for this rush. There's the pass from Gross. Illinois looking to stop the puck here as it flies almost towards the stands, but goes back into the ice and controlled now by Tyler Opilka. Now Casper Ribba into the game, as Illinois going straight to that first forward line very quickly, as Opilka and Graham, the defensive pairing for Illinois, and that line of Bobby Ernsting, Thomas Kolaz, and Ribba in there, but Ohio looking for a quick shot, and there's a bit of a whiff, looked like from Brian Lubin.
It's already been 2 chances for the Bobcats and nothing for the Illini through 1 minute.
Now Lubin, a lot of open ice in the center, goes to the right point, looking for a middle. There's off the pad of Barnhart, but deflects right into the stick of Thomas Picorni, and then dumped in by Tyler Harkins. Illinois looking to go quickly up. There's a cross-ice pass towards Ribba, but a good interception from Timmy Thurnow. Into our blind spot now, but now Casper Ribba moving it up to the center. Open on that right side is Opilka coming up, and he's going to try and dump it into the boards, but it falls into an Ohio stick as Reese is now in, and he gets hit from behind by an Ohio forward.
And neither team with many rebound opportunities yesterday. Illinois already stopped one for Ohio, and we'll see if the Illini can get those second chances as well.
First icing called here with 18:10 to go in the first period. It was a low-scoring game last night. Minimum amount of goals you can have in a game. If there is a goal, 1-0. That's a very obvious statement from me. As the Bobcats are trying to win their 4th consecutive game, Illinois trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. They have lost 5 of their last 7, as we've got a face-off coming up here between Zach Frank of Ohio and Healy, but it's won by the Bobcats as Ohio is looking to go quickly up ice. Frank on the right side. Ken Dottie deflected it. Now back to Frank behind the net, skating it around and passing it to the blue line. Looking for a deflected shot there, but it came off of looked like the foot of Charlie Salk, but the Bobcats trying to keep it. The puck now loose in Illinois' defensive zone. Ken Dottie trying to clear it, now trying to pass it into the stick of Reese. And now Ohio looking for a deflection almost through the legs there of Magyar, and now Illinois is looking for a quick rush here as Homerin was getting hit hard as it's a physical game so far.
I think that one was off the post for Ohio. That was a close goal and not an ideal situation on defense for the Illini trying to clear it out.
Nolan and Turek back out there. Good offensive pressure from Ohio. Trying to clear it out with the stick is Barnhart, but it goes into Gross. Ohio near the blue line now. Gross again in the center, trying to shoot it. There's a good block there from Justin Reese. 3 minutes into the first period now as the Bobcats have had a majority of the possession here, and that puck is going to fall in there. Diving to try and pass it to his teammate was Ryan Higgins, but he was unable to connect with the puck. And the Bobcats once again passing it into the blue line. Houston had it now towards the center, and that's going to trickle in, and the Bobcats take an early lead, and it looks like Ryan Higgins got the final touch. And only 3 minutes and 13 seconds into this game, and the Bobcats have taken a 1-0 lead as that puck was just kind of slowly went its way past the crease and into the net.
Yeah, what a bad break for Jake Barnhart. That one, it wasn't a hard-hit puck. It was going as slow as it could. It was just out of his reach, and by the time he was going to get to it, it was already past the goal line. That's a tough break for Illinois, but hey, you needed to score tonight. They didn't score last night, so the objective is still to score a goal.
Big start for the Bobcats as Ryan Higgins gets his 3rd goal of the season, as it's been all Ohio very early on in this first period, as Illinois is going to look to respond as Graham has got it now near that left board. Now Richter off his stick, doesn't control it too well, and now into the corner, looking to get possession back. 16.5 to go now in the first period. Both teams fighting for the puck. Coming out with it is Gross for the Bobcats. Now Ohio controlling it. They've been passing it really well tonight. Lampron into the middle to Craddock. Craddock with the backhand off the pad of Barnhart, now cleared by Moskaluk.
And Barnhart needs more help in front of him, though. Illini right now giving up a lot of those rebound chances, and the way Barnhart's giving up the
Lampron is wide open here on that right point. Nice move there into the slot. Backhand shot almost going in, just wide. Now back to the center. Hazel's got it. Shoot over the crossbar. Illinois trying to get something here. Now a chance maybe for Ernsting. Passing it back. There's a shot, and there's a good save there from Jimmy Thomas. That shot came from Thomas Kolas.
You asked me what my takeaways from last night's game were. The Illini couldn't get enough shots. Took over 4 minutes to get Jimmy Thomas doing anything tonight.
Another attempt at a cross-ice pass to Lampron, intercepted by the Illini. Into the middle now to Kolas, but can't control the puck, and Picorni's got it for Ohio. Trying to move around Ribba, but Ribba gets a good hit, and it's going to go now to Joe Nolan with Salk to his left. Now Salk in the corner, passing it into the middle. Now Ribba at the eye. Nice backhand pass looking for Healy, but Healy wasn't there to get it. Instead, it was Matthew Rudin for Ohio to intercept it, and now Lubin's got it, and now Ohio's going to settle with Hazel. Passing it up ice, deflected off of the stick of a Bobcat player. Barnhart passing it around to Nolan, who's going to try and start an Illinois rush here. Nolan shipping it up to Homerin. Homerin trying to trap it with his stick. Once again, another puck scramble near the board, now going toward the net of Thomas. And Ohio is going to try and get it out, but Illinois with some good forward pressure here as Reese hits it off the board. Homerin getting it. Homer with the back pass, and there's a shot saved by Thomas. So some easy saves so far for Thomas. Now a 2-on-2 chance for Ohio. Another pass all the way to the board, and will be collected by Nolan.
Except for Illinois' power play at the end of the game last night, I can't really tell you the last time this team has had sustained offense and a sustained cycle.
Magyar got it, and there's a nice hit there from Jack Healy. So Ohio, after the goal, haven't been able to get too many good shots off as Illinois is starting to raise it up a little bit. Moskaluk and Richter looking to get the puck, and now Ohio with another rush. Into the middle now to Scott Bagby. Now Turnow, saved by Barnhart with the stick. Near the board now is Opilka. Opilka with a little bit of a miscue there. Harkins tried to jump on it, and now Ohio's going to have to retreat back to avoid offside, as they're just going to give it back to Opilka. Opilka going now with Moskaluk and Quinn out there. A lot of scrambles, the puck flying in the air, hits off the back of Moskaluk, who's able to control it, but Ohio getting it back. Miscontrolled there from, looked like Singley, and we have a stoppage of time here, 13:24 to go. Bobcats with that 1-0 lead after an early goal from Ryan Higgins.
And this Ohio team doesn't seem phased at all early on tonight. Really controlling both ends of the ice. And what Luke Forfar was saying last night is they play so much. 2 times a year, these guys know the ice. So it's not like a regular road game for them.
Face-off win there from Bobby Ernsting, but Illinois losing it immediately as Gross passes it to Singley. Now Singley trying to get it to Higgins, but it goes to Ernsting. Ernsting with a pass to Ribba. Ribba trying to create space for himself. Has open ice. Pass toward the middle. Flies off of the stick of a Bobcat defender and will go out of play with 13:03. So thus far, I mean, Illinois, they're getting some more chances after the goal, but they haven't been able to test Jimmy Thomas all that much.
And they didn't do that last night either. They need more offense. And I don't know where that's going to come from. It's a big piece to be missing a guy like Forfar on that top line. But other guys have to find a way to step up and actually create shots for themselves.
Last time Jimmy Thomas gave up a goal was in the second period in Ohio's first game in Athens against the Syracuse Orange. That came 9 minutes into the second period. So Ohio,
and that was last week.
Yeah, that was last week. So Jimmy Thomas hasn't let up anything in his net, again, for the last 7 periods, looking to make it 8 in a row, as there's a face-off win for Neil Novosel, as the puck trickles all the way down to Charlie Salk, as he passes it now to Ken Dottie. Ken Dottie was getting pressured by Jenkins. Now a shot from the corner from Evan Sabo. Retreated there from the Illini, getting it back. Sabo now trying to pass it toward the middle of Novosel. And chasing after it for Ohio is Gabe Lampron. And now popping out for Sabo. Sabo trying to touch it to himself. Thomas coming out of his net, hitting it off the board. And to Ohio now, who have a 3-on-2 opportunity. Odd man rush. Shot towards Barnhart. Puck is flying around again. Hazel didn't know where it was. Now he does. Falling for it was Salk. As there's a bit of a scramble there for the puck. 12:21 now as we will get a stoppage.
Hey, credit to Jimmy Thomas for leaving his crease. He went far out to play that puck, and that started a 3-on-2 opportunity for the Bobcats. That's when your goaltender can be one of your best playmakers, too. If he's able to get the puck forward and help out the offense, even better. Jimmy Thomas is one of the best.
Face-off now between Brian Lubin, who has 15 points for the Bobcats, against Illinois' captain Bobby Ernsting. Won by Lubin. Baird's got it. Shot off of the blocker of Barnhart and goes all the way down to Thomas's net. And it will be called an icing with 12:11 to go. So we've had a couple of stoppages here. That's something we don't see too often here at the Big Pond. The last couple of games, there's just been some fast first periods. Not too many icings, not too many penalties. But so far, there's been a couple of icings and stoppages.
Yeah, no, it kind of ruins the rhythm, too. The Illini want to get out and play fast. And Ohio's taken them out of that through 2 games.
And one thing Ohio is doing well that a lot of teams struggle against Illinois is winning faceoffs, as the Bobcats won another faceoff, but Turek gets the puck immediately back. Lubin recollecting it, keeping it onside for Ohio. Off the back of the net, Nolan gets it. Ribba looking to clear it towards Ernsting. Now Baird with a hard hit. He got hit there by Casper Ribba, the leading scorer for the Illini. Him and Thomas Kolaz have scored Illinois' last 4 goals, but Ohio trying to get a shot now. Got a couple guys in the slot. Lubin was looking for a deflection. Cleared out by Kolaz. And it's going to go all the way down for another icing. And that'll stop the clock at 11:32. So at 7:16 Central Time here, 8:16 Eastern, we're not even halfway through this first period as we've seen multiple icing calls.
Yeah, the first 8 minutes of this game have taken about 15 minutes. That's a slow start, and that's just not how the Illini want to play overall.
And Ohio continued to win faceoffs in their offensive zone. There was a little bit of an unintentional dummy from Frank as the puck is going to go all the way down the ice again, but Gross will get it before any icing is called as Illinois make a line change. Turnow's got it now. A lot of space on that right side. Trying to go by Opilka. He does. And now it's going to go to Frank. Frank can't find a green shirt, and now Opilka's got it with 4 men in support. Healy. Back to Opilka looking for a deflection. Good save from Jimmy Thomas as he closed his legs there. And that was Illinois' best chance of the first period so far.
What a pass from Jack Healy to the defenseman, Tower Opilka.
Opilka now again, who had that deflected shot earlier today. Looking for the one time was Graham, who slips after that. He wasn't able to get a clean shot there as Ohio looking to get it out of their defensive zone. Houston with Healy in front of him. Houston now passing it in the middle to Nick Gross. Giving it away to his fellow number 13, Jack Graham, but now Gross getting it back, and there's another huge hit
there's
there.
The first penalty of the game.
Yep, and that's going to come on number 25, Drew Magyar, as he hit Chance Homer in there into the boards near the penalty box. So the Bobcats have committed the first penalty of the game, and Illinois will get a power play here with 10:28 to go in the first period.
And not much to say about the Illini power play yesterday. There weren't many opportunities. They had the one, though, at the end of the game. And when it was crunch time, the Illini were finally creating a few shots and making Jimmy Thomas move a bit. So try to continue that tonight in these next 2 minutes, because I don't see many other ways the Illini are going to score even strength tonight.
And this is exactly potentially what Illinois needs here now, trying to equalize early on in the first period and now have a power play not even halfway through the first period of this game after that big hit from Drew Magyar, who will spend 2 minutes in the penalty box as Bobby Ernsting will take the faceoff against Zach Frank. Ernsting will win it, and Illinois is going to try and set up shop here on the power play as Nolan is passing it with his fellow forward Casper Ribba. Ernsting now at the left point shot, almost deflected into the net, but it's going to go all the way around to the center of the ice and regathered by Joe Nolan.
I like that chance by the Illini, though. Get Bobby Ernsting involved, especially from that tight angle.
Ernsting, the leading assister for the Illini, coming into this game with a very impressive 28 assists. As we're 30 seconds into this power play, Illinois trying to get it back and set up a shot opportunity. Looks like Nolan's got it. Moskala gets hit.
But Cordy and Quinn were getting into it last night, too.
It seems like any time we're going to see two guys just sitting on the ice together, they're going to get hit. Someone's going to fall down. We could see a lot of people sitting on the ice tonight as Nolan and the Illini are looking to get a play going as they're weaving and skating around the ice. Nolan now passing it to the right side. Near that right point. Kolas was there, and now the puck's going to go all the way back to Jake Barnhart with 56 seconds left on the power play. Casper Ribba's going to get it back, and Illinois will bring out their second power play team.
It's been about a minute since the Illini had that first shot by Ernsting, so it's time to get something going again. I like the idea there, but just Joe Nolan wasn't in the right place.
Opilka leading the line with Homerin and Healy, Quinn and Richter near him. That line started the game, that forward line, as Opilka is getting it towards the center of the ice with 30 seconds left on the power play. Illinois haven't had too many shots here. Richter with a shot, looking for a deflection. Homerin finds it, and he can't score as Jimmy Thomas with a quick glove, and what a save from the Ohio goalkeeper.
That's what the Illini want to do. Yeah, Chance Homerin in the right place, right there in that high slot, ready to take the shot. And or with Drew Richter, per se. And he just couldn't find the back net because Jimmy Thomas is going to stop a lot of shots. Have to get just a touch more traffic in front.
Illinois, just the perfect setup for them, but what a glove save from Jimmy Thomas, who enters this game with the goals against average under 2 and a very, very impressive 14-3 record. 5 shutouts this season and is on a 2-game shutout streak. Illinois wins the faceoff. Opilka has some space for a shot. Near that low slot, but going to go all the way back to the blue line. 20 seconds left, looking for a deflection as Homerin tried to get a stick on that. Still not cleared out by Ohio. Illinois looking for one more chance before the power play expires, and Magyar gets out of the box. There's a shot, and Jimmy Thomas looked like he saved that with his leg. Puck scramble now near the board. Opilka has it, keeping it onside for the Illini. Power play expired. Richter, though, with a chance, just wide, and trying to get it redirected into the net was Healy. as the net kind of dislodged a little bit, but play continues with 8:17 to go in the period. Illinois cannot capitalize on the power play chance. Illinois was keeping it in their offensive zone for much of that power play, as Ohio is looking to respond with Rudin now. Using that right side of the ice, nice save there from Barnhart with his stick. And now Ribba is open, a 2-on-2 here, Ribba and Kolas. Both on that left side of the ice. Ribba gets hit by Hazel as he falls down. Now Ernsting open in the slot, past there. Kolas looking for a chance, open there on the far side of the net, but couldn't get a good connection on it.
The Illini's offense is kind of woken up now since that power play. They had several shots, several deflections. Just got to keep that up.
Nice pass from Charlie Salk to Ribba. As the puck goes all the way down to the defensive board of the Bobcats. Garrett Jenkins now, who scored the goal yesterday for Ohio in that victory. The Bobcats are trying to win their 4th straight of the season. They're coming in 5th in the ACHA rankings. Good movement there from Picorni as he tried to get a shot off, and now Salk has got it behind the net. Illinois trying to set up. Here's the speedy Evan Sabo going down that left side. Picorni skating with the back shot from Sabo, save from Thomas. Now Sabo gets hit, sandwiched by a teammate and an Ohio player, and now we have a 3-on-3. Lampron coming into the slot. There's a pass though to Frank. Save on the backhand by Jake Barnhart. Impressive rush from Ohio there.
I don't think we're saying enough about Jake Barnhart, though. He's basically given up now. Almost 4 periods, only 2 goals. He's faced a ton of shots, and he's coming off a weekend where I wouldn't say he was benched, but he was the backup last weekend to Elliot Girth. He's been having some issues, and he's played great all weekend.
A penalty for the Illini, as looks like Nicholas Chirillo is going to be going into the box. Chirillo. So Ohio now getting themselves a power play here with 6:45 to go in the first period. Penalty was hooking on Chirillo, as Houston has it now for the Bobcats. On that right side. Ohio taking it slow now. Harkins. Back to the middle to Gross. Gross looking for that wrist shot. Houston was setting up for the slap, but fakes it. Illini defending well, not allowing an open chance yet for Ohio. Miscued pass from Harkins to Gross. Gross trying to get it back, and Ohio trying to reset. Puck is open now. Maybe a shorthanded chance for the Illini. A 3-on-1. Healy, middle, and that's a great deflection there. Good defending from Matthew Rudin, as Illinois almost got a shorthanded chance there.
That was in the Illini's best opportunity. I think Healy held on to the puck just a touch too long. Maybe the blue line get that first pass.
Lampron hitting Bobby Ernsting there. The fans trying to sway the refs to call that hit, as Ohio passed it to that slot but could not get a shot off. 55 seconds to go on the power play. Candati now hitting two players, Lampron and Harkins, trying to hold down both of them. Now the puck collected by an Ohio player looking for a backhand. Barnhart with a nice save. Puck is still flying around that crease as the Illinois fans are getting into it now. Bobbing around for Ohio. Back to Houston. Passing it now to that right circle. Now Lubin's got it. Bobcats with a lot of possession on this power play, and there's a potential deflection. Lampron looked like it hit potentially off his skate, but Barnhart stayed composed there with 20 seconds on the power play.
That was a great sequence from Barnhart. 4 saves in a matter of 20 seconds.
Finally gotten out of that defensive zone for Illinois. Quinn and Hazel after it. Quinn trying to kick it out from the board, as it looks like Illinois will survive this penalty kill, as Quinn was trying to sneak it around for a little wraparound. The puck did not hit off the board as hard as Salk expected, and rushing up now for Ohio is Magyar, who was called for the first penalty. Illinois now moving it up. 2 penalty kills total in this game. Nice pass through the legs. Homer, and what a save by Thomas with the tiptoe of his pad with his right leg. Ohio moving it up now. Off the stick of Barnhart as it crashes there inside. There's a nice little spin move. Open ice now. Homer with a slap shot and save from Thomas.
Sean Baird tried to cut off Homer from getting to the puck. A nice veteran play by him.
1-0 Ohio. Early goal from Ryan Higgins in the first period. 2-on-2 now. Singley going into the slot, but Kolas and Graham defending. Graham finally gets it for the orange and blue, passing it now to Moskaluk. Moskaluk and Homerin passing between each other, looking for a little give and go. Moskaluk skating around his man, trying to get it towards the middle of the ice, but Ohio has been able to get some deflections near their net to avoid Illinois getting as many clear chances as they could be attempting, as Ohio moving up ice now, and that puck is going to flop its way to the board. And we'll get a stoppage there with 3:28 to go.
And dare I say it, Illinois may be outplaying Ohio the past 7-8 minutes.
I think so, yeah.
Like, both goalies have been excellent all weekend, I said that. But the Illini's offense right now is creating some chances and holding the puck past the blue line, which, I don't know, last night maybe 15 total minutes it seemed like.
Scott Bagby now for Ohio, passing it to Baird. Deflected off an Illinois stick. Nolan and Turek back out there with the defensive pairing for Nick Fabrini's side, trying to get their first goal of the series here on Alumni Weekend in Champaign-Urbana. Reese now, shot, and right there, saved by Thomas as Nolan hits Picorni, and now we've got a potential scuffle brewing, but Nolan's going to get separated. I mean, it's been really aggressive tonight. I mean, we've seen some aggressive games here, but the aggressiveness here is a little more chippy than anything. It's not your classic hockey aggressiveness. It's, we don't like each other.
That's obviously part of the rivalry. I love that play by Joe Nolan, though. Just try to get in the goalie's face. Like, why not? Your momentum's carrying you there. Finish off the play and make a hit.
Offensive zone face-off win for Illinois as Opilka passed it behind himself. You've got that first forward line out there for Illinois with Kolas, who's got the puck now. Shot! What a save!
Oh, my.
Jimmy Thomas, butterfly glove save. This guy cannot concede a goal, it seems. He is just playing, standing on his head. That was incredible from Jimmy Thomas.
Go back on the YouTube broadcast. Watch that one again. That was a wild save.
The power of technology. You can just rewind it. And the technique on that save, very impressive from Jimmy Thomas, who is 2 minutes and 40 seconds away from having his 8th consecutive period where he has not given up a goal, as the Bobcats are waiting for some guys to skate up ice. There's a nice long pass to Jenkins, who's able to trap it and control it, but he's going to have to go back to his defensive zone from the neutral zone, and Ohio's keeping the puck now. Some good passing, almost a bit of a miscue, but regathered by Gross. Homer in, long distance shot, almost deflected. Ribbo was right in front of the net. I don't know if he expected the puck to come towards him, but he almost deflected that in with 2 minutes to go.
That's not where Casper Ribbo usually is on the ice. He's usually out onto the wing. But he was right there, ready for that rebound chance, and Jimmy Thomas was too.
Now Ohio rushing up. They're utilizing that right side a lot, but Lampron will be called offside with 1:58 to go.
You know, Jimmy Thomas has already surpassed that 8-period mark. It's going to be or 9-period mark would it be at this point? Because
he's had 7 straight.
Yeah, 7 straight, but in that that last time, it was 9 minutes left.
It was 9 minutes into the second period against Syracuse, so it's been a lot of minutes where Jimmy Thomas hasn't given up a goal, as Illinois is going to try and break that streak for him right now, as Homerin, who's had a good first period, been shooting a lot, loses his stick. Now Kendotti's got it for the Illini. A bit of an errant pass to Salk, who's able to get it, and chasing after him was Brian Lubin. Salk fighting there with Lubin. Reese going to skate forward. Hazel able to turn it around and make some space. Kendotti trying to deflect it, and now it's going to go into Ohio's offensive zone as Rudin gets it with Salk chasing for him. Bobcats with the 1-0 lead here. I'm Ori Benatar along with Stephen Cohen. Thank you for joining us here on YouTube for this Illini hockey broadcast on Alumni Weekend. Now is Justin Reese. 1:09 to go in the period. Drew Richter now for the Illini, passing it to Nolan. Nolan looking for the slap shot. Another save from Jimmy Thomas, as that one came from the blocker with 1:01.
Big thing here for Illinois is not giving up a goal in the next minute, because 2-goal deficit's going to be first. Very difficult because you've struggled to score all weekend. But also a goal this late, because you've played, as Illinois is going to go with the power play again. The Illini have played so well the past 15 minutes since giving up that goal. You don't want to kill that right now.
So Illinois will go on the power play here. Thomas Picorni in the box for the Bobcats. So Illinois will have 1 minute and 1 second of the first period with the man advantage, and we'll get the first 59, okay. correct math there. First 59 seconds of the second period they'll have as a whiff slap shot from Ribba. So second power play of the night for the Illini as Ribba passes it back to Joe Nolan.
2 minutes for roughing
Roughing
for
the penalty,
Picorni.
yeah. So Picorni in the box. Nolan at the blue line. Pass into the slot. Moskalik turns around for the shot, and another save from Jimmy Thomas, who freezes it in his midsection with 38.5 seconds. Minute 38 to go in the penalty. And right now, both goalies have been playing really well. Obviously, Jimmy Thomas has had a lot more work to do, but when Barnhart's had chances come his way, he's been saving them really well. But Jimmy Thomas, it makes the more athletic saves.
Well, Barnhart's have come in a flurry. Like, two times there were 3-4 shots. Jimmy Thomas, the liner again, one and done. And you don't want one and done. You want 2-3 shots.
Illinois starting to win faceoffs now. 30 seconds left in the first period, and they'll have 59 seconds left on the power play. When they go back to the second, there's a good pass into the middle to Moskalik, who can't get a good shot going on there.
Tried the same exact play with 10 seconds left last night. It didn't work.
Ernsting. Deflected off the stick of Rudin. Puck flying into the defensive zone of Illinois. 10 seconds left for them to try and get one more chance here before the first period ends. Will they get it? 5 seconds now to go. Ernsting moving up, trying to pass it back to Ribba. 1 second left, and the first period will come to a close as Ohio taking an early lead around 3 minutes into the period as Ryan Higgins scoring the goal. Trickled its way into the net past Jake Barnhart, but Illinois, for the most part, after giving up that goal, had a lot of opportunities, but Jimmy Thomas now 8 consecutive periods without giving up a goal.
Gotta find a way to break the streak. All I gotta say, you gotta find a way to get more shots and score a goal.
Well, the intermission report will be coming up in a bit. Ohio leading Illinois 1-0 after 20 minutes.
Broadway is black like a sinkhole. Everyone race to the suburbs. And I'm on the rooftop with curious strangers. This is the oddest of summers. Maybe I'll medicate, maybe inebriate. Strange situations I get anxious. Maybe I'll smile a bit, maybe the opposite. But pray that they don't call me thankless. My telltale heart's a hammer in my chest. Cut me a silk-tied tourniquet. This is my roaring 20s. I don't even know me. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home. My roaring 20s. I don't even know me. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home. Oscars and Emmys and Grammys. Everyone here is a trophy. And I'm sipping bourbon, the future's uncertain. The past on the pavement below me. Maybe I'll elevate, maybe I'm second rate. So unaware of my status. Maybe I'm overjoyed, maybe I'm paranoid. Designing me up in straight jackets. My telltale heart's a hammer in my chest. Cut me a silk-tied tourniquet. This is my roaring 20s. I don't even know me. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home. My roaring 20s. I don't even know me. Roll me like a blunt 'cause I wanna go home. Roll me like
And welcome back to the Illini hockey broadcast here, presented by YouTube. No, I am not Patrick. No, I am not Anthony. No, I am not Claire. No, I am not Sophia. I'm Ori with Steven, and we're doing an intermission report. How about that?
This is what happens when no one shows up the second to last home weekend of the season.
Well, you're going to have to bear with us as you'll be here for
3 hours of this.
3 hours of just the two of us talking. I hope you enjoy it, though. Thank you for joining us. If you're from Champaign, if you're from Urbana, an Illinois fan, you're from Athens, shout out to all the people from Ohio. I'm an Ohioan, so love you all.
Tell them where you're from, though. You're not from Athens.
Not from Athens. I'm from Columbus, so I'm an Ohio State fan. But let's talk a little bit about this first period.
Wait, no, I have a question, though.
Yes.
Did you ever go to a I know you're far from Athens, but did you ever go to a Bobcats events growing up?
I did visit their campus, but I did not go to any Bobcats events. It's about an hour away from Columbus.
I went to the campus last year when we went to the CSCHL tournament. And I love the campus.
It's beautiful,
It was
yes.
beautiful there.
No, Ohio's a very, very beautiful school. Very good zoology program. Very good journalism program, too.
Scripps school.
So let's talk a little bit about this first period now before we get into the second, as the Zambonis are cleaning the ice. Hashtag Team Zamboni over here. 1-0 lead for the Bobcats. Goal from Ryan Higgins. Kind of an awkward goal for Ohio to score. I mean, the puck was just kind of flopping around there. They had a lot of rushes and a lot of chances in those first 2.5 minutes, and then the puck just kind of floated its way past Jake Barnhart there. But since then, Ohio has not created too many good opportunities.
Well, I look at the 2 goals they scored this weekend. One was on a 2-on-1 with your best playmaker, Evangelisti, getting over to Garrett Jenkins, who has scored a few goals this year. And then tonight, it was just one that just trickled past Jake Barnhart. So the goals aren't because they're getting lots of chances or because they're setting up an offense. They're getting lucky. That's all it is.
And sometimes that's what will win you games. I mean, in hockey and soccer and any sport, just getting lucky breaks to help you win games. But Ohio defensively has been playing very well, and obviously Jimmy Thomas is the main man of this team. Now, 8 consecutive periods without conceding a goal, and he had one amazing save in this period. Had a few, but he had one that was particularly incredible. Just his glove so fast, he kind of butterflied his way out. Go to the Ohio Bobcats Twitter to see it again. They gift it, which is awesome. It is an unbelievable save from Jimmy Thomas. But Illinois has been able to get a lot of good shots. Chance Homerin in particular, seems like anytime he gets past that blue line, he's looking to test Thomas out, and he's been taking some slap shots from tough angles. Riba and Kolas, again, are looking for more goals.
And Chance Homerin one of those guys that if someone's going to step up for Illinois, why not be Chance Homerin? He's been a scorer his first 2 years in Champaign. But this year he's been dealing with some injuries, limited to only 21 games so far out of the possible 32. And he's only got 2 goals and 2 assists. So why not someone like him find a way to step up and get more shots as he did in the first period?
So Illinois is going to be looking to get some more shots in the second period. They come in 13th in the nation. They've been home for the last 2 weekends. They split games against Minot State last weekend, winning in incredible fashion in their first game against them 3-2, then lost to them a week from Saturday. 4-1, trying to do that right. And then, of course, losing to Ohio last night. And for Illinois, they're in a potential opportunity where they might go 500 if they lose this game.
Well, I look at the Illini's last 3 games now, and you've only really scored 1 goal, and it came in garbage time against Minot State. You're already down 3-0 in that game. That made it 3-1. You give up 1 more late, so you lose 4-1. They don't score last night, and they haven't scored yet tonight. So, it's just been a struggle for the Illini the past 2 weekends. And you look at the game before that, too. It was Casper Riba. It was late in the final 5 minutes when he scored twice. So Illinois needs to find that offense somewhere, and it's been kind of against them in the big pond, and that's not usually the case for the Fighting Illini.
And I think also for the Illini, they're going to need to find that's something that I talk about a lot whenever I'm on one of these broadcasts, is finding different sources of goals. And it just seems like as the games have gone along, Illinois just falls into these periods where around only 2, 3, or 4 people are scoring their goals for them. Whereas you look at a team like Ohio, you have your consistent goal scorers like Lampron and Evangelisti, who is not playing tonight. But here and there, almost every game, Ohio finds somebody else to score a goal, and tonight it was Ryan Higgins.
Yeah, no, that's up and down the lineup. And that's usually the case with Illini too, but this second semester so far, as Illinois has struggled out of the gate in January and February, they haven't had that production throughout the lineup. and they haven't really been dealing with injuries either. They're a pretty healthy team other than Luke Forfar, so you'd love to find a way where that fourth line that's been creating opportunities, they had a very quiet first period. That shouldn't be the case with guys like Evan Sabo and Neil Novosel and Nick Chirillo, who's gotten off to a really good start in his Illinois career. Get those guys, create some opportunities on offense. That's as simple as it is. Right now, they just have to find a way to break out, have a few odd man rushes, and do something against Ohio's defense, because they haven't the past month or so.
And for the game, it seems, I mean, there's been a lot of, instances where we haven't had many penalties. We're already on the third power play. Illinois will come out of the locker room to start the second period with 59 seconds of 5-on-4 hockey in their favor. I think capitalizing on those power plays is going to be huge for them.
Now, last night, the first 2 periods of the game, the only penalties were coincidental minors, so you just went to 4-on-4 each time. There were no minors just taken by either team last night in the first 2 periods. So that's a totally different game than it was last night. It hasn't resulted in any more scoring, though, because it's still only 1-0.
Yeah, 2-0 total between the two teams over this weekend, as we are here for this Illini, Ohio game. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back for the second period. It's just Steven and I for this one. Ohio up 1-0, second period coming up from the Big Pop.
I don't like it. I love it, love it, love it. Uh-oh. So good it hurts. I don't want it. I gotta have it. Uh-oh. When I can't find the words, I just go. I don't like it. No, I love it. I don't like it. No, I love it.
All out, turn the beat up. Hey, now I'm glad to meet ya. Turn up, girl, blow the speaker. Yeah, think about it now, blow the speaker. I'll speak louder, let's get wild tonight. Billionaire bottles, we just down. I'm like, ain't no problem, all my wrongs are right. Alright, alright, I don't like it, I love it. I got another coming in my budget. I got an anaconda in my trusty. Don't push it, cause I'ma hit it till I jackpot. That's right, wax on, baby, wax off. Act right, you can put it on the black card. All night and I'll spend it, cause
I don't like it. I love it, love it, love it. Uh-oh. So good it hurts. I don't want it. I gotta have it. Uh-oh. When I can't find the words, I just go. I don't like it. No, I love it. I don't like it. No, I love it.
all night, let me groove ya. Dance with me, turn down for who, girl? Another round to help us step the moves up. Yeah, but that round need a measurement ruler. Celebrate life and I'll pay for it. That can body nice next to my tongue for it. Yeah, party all right, let's all aboard. Let's all aboard, all aboard. I don't like it, I love it. And the other girls, they can't touch it. Competition, that's a whole nother subject. I wanna walk it out in public. You a star, baby, just know. Let's go to the mansion or the condo. That's cool, perfect time, gotta let it flow. You know I'm watching, cause
I don't like it. I love it, love it, love it. Uh-oh. So good it hurts. I don't want it. I gotta have it. Uh-oh. When I can't find the words, I just go. I don't like it. No, I love it. I don't like it. No, I love it.
meet me at the studio. Bangarang just like Rufio. Feel a bass, let your booty go. I wanna get inside it. Run away for a few days. Thinking about love, baby, touche. Tied up like a shoelace. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like it. No, I love it. I don't like it. No, I love it. I don't like it. No, I love it.
even know. I can make your hands clap. Said I can make your hands clap. Somebody save your soul, 'cause you've been sinning in the city. I know too many troubles, all these lovers got you losing control. You like a drug to me, a luxury, my sugar and gold. I want your sex and your affection when they're holding you close. 'Cause you don't even know. I can make your hands clap. Said I can make your hands clap. Every night when the stars come out, am I the only living soul around? Need to believe you could hold me down, 'cause I'm in need of something good right now. We could be screaming till the sun comes out, and when we wake we'd be the only sound. Get on my knees and say your friend change round. But I can make your hands clap. And I can make your hands clap.
And we're back here at the Big Pond. Second period is going to start in about 2 minutes here between Illinois and Ohio. Bobcats are up 1-0, which was the final scoreline of last night's game, as Ohio is trying to win their fourth straight. It's been a busy weekend of sports here in Champaign. Earlier today, Illini basketball getting a overtime victory over Rutgers. Georgi Bashanishvili, who is the Georgian freshman center for Illinois' basketball team, scoring 35 points, setting the freshman points record, as Illinois men's basketball are now going on a 3-game winning streak. Earlier this week, they beat Michigan State, number 9 in the country. Last night, there was a women's gymnastics meet that Illinois beat Michigan State in as well. Tennis is in town, winning some matches as well against Notre Dame, against Kentucky. So there's been a lot of sports this weekend.
Softball.
And softball was
Softball.
away in Champaign and beat 2 ranked opponents on opening day. And I believe they are 2-1 in the season. Last I checked, as Ohio is back towards their bench and getting the usual Big Pond boos from the orange and blue faithful.
I just want to point out, obviously in the broadcast you can only see the far side, and that's usually the stands. And that's usually the side that isn't filled up as much because people choose to stay on the near side, closer to the concessions and the bathrooms, of course.
Of course.
But this is actually, it's really full in here. This is one of the best crowds, I think, all season, if not the best crowd.
Yeah, Alumni Weekend will do that for you. A lot of former Illini hockey players and families and people from Athens as well coming into Champaign and enjoying this weekend series. I think just like us, they're hoping for more goals also. We just haven't seen too many of those, only 2 this weekend.
Nobody here wants to see, like, and Luke Forfar was saying this last night, like, it's fun when for hockey players when there's a good game like that, it's only 1-0. But for the fans, the broadcasters, you don't want a 1-0 game 2 straight days.
I mean, the only person it's not fun for when there's a lot of goals is the goalies. I mean,
Yeah.
giving up 3 goals in a hockey game isn't even that bad. It's, you know, but
giving up 2 goals between 2 teams in a weekend is not the most exciting brand of hockey.
It is not. And Illinois will have a chance to potentially get a quick and exciting second period start, as Nick Fabrini's side will have 59 seconds of 5-on-4 hockey in their favor. As Ohio have a man in the penalty box, it is Thomas Picorni, who got called for roughing late in the first period. And this is the second power play chance for Illinois. Ohio has had 1 power play chance, as the Bobcats have gone 8 consecutive periods without giving up a goal, as Jimmy Thomas has made some great saves tonight. Jake Barnhart has as well for Illinois, as Jimmy Thomas has 20 more minutes to potentially have his 9th straight period with a shutout. As we're underway here in the second period, and Ohio getting the puck very quickly here, as Houston will just fling it as the puck just kind of bobbles its way to Joe Nolan.
That's absurd that Jimmy Thomas hasn't given up a goal now in almost about 3 games of game time.
Nolan now on that far side, giving to the captain Bobby Ernsting, who's out on there with Nolan, Moskaluk, Ribba, and Thomas Kolas. Nolan saving it from going past the blue line, keeping everyone on side. Nolan now looking for the deflection. Thomas hit the net. Reed puts it back, but Kolas tried to deflect it in, but just could not direct it past Thomas. So Illinois keeping it now. 14 seconds left in the power play. Kolas against Gross. Moving around him. Pass to Ernsting now. Ernsting looking for maybe deflection. Now Kolas with a shot from the near side. Trying to get it past Thomas on that post, but Thomas staying near his post. Now Nolan, slap shot almost deflected in, but Thomas grabbing it with the glove, and that's 2 power plays for Illinois. No goals on either one. 1 minute, 7 seconds into the second period.
Thomas Kolas, he had a few great chances on that. He first had the one where the net was dislodged. He had the tight angle shot from the goal line, and then he had one right there before Jimmy Thomas was able to corral the shot. That's Thomas Kolas being in the right place, the right time, and having a knack for the puck.
A quick start for the Illini in the second period, but now we're back to 5-on-5 as Picorni leaves the box and Hazel has it for Ohio. Now into the near side boards. Calling all the way to Thomas, and Thomas is going to pass it around there to his defensive teammates. Craddock hits it with one hand on his stick as now Jenkins looking to chase it down, but Graham is able to deflect it back. And Illinois now with a lot of space here as Homerin trying to go in. It goes through his legs. Opilka shot, and he can't get it into the net. Good chance for Tyler Opilka as Homerin smart to separate his legs there to avoid the offside. Opilka keeping it on as he passes it into the near the net. Hazel trying to get it out. Met looked like by Quinn and Homerin. There's a big hit there from Novacell, and Ohio going to move it up ice now as Jenkins can't get the pass to the middle. Illinois off to a quick start here. Homerin now moving it up on that near side. Now towards the net, passing it to Novacell. Homerin going to go to the bench now. Changing it here is coming on. Is number 23, Chirillo, who got called for a penalty earlier. Puck is near the net. Thomas is going to freeze it, though, and it'll be a face-off in Illinois' offensive zone. 17:40 left.
I don't mean to sound like such a hockey player when I say this, but because Forfar said it several times last night, but the Illini, they're having the chances. They're maintaining zone time. They keep doing that. You got to believe that at some point you're going to find the back of the net. It's not going to be like this forever.
Did you say you don't want to sound like a hockey player?
Yeah, well, I guess my goal is to sound like a hockey player, but at the same time, that's not a very, there's not much analysis in that. You just got to think at some point, if Illinois keeps getting shots, one of them's going to go in.
Right. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, as Nolan's got it.
Okay, Michael Scott.
I'm sorry.
Or Wayne Gretzky.
You set me up completely for that. There's a huge hit by Baird. He crashes into Kolas, who gets back up quickly. These guys are tough as nails. Ribba moving it around, looking for that wrist shot. Now back to Nolan. Turek on that right side, in there, and sitting in front of Thomas was Kolas.
That's confusing.
That is confusing, considering his first name is Thomas. 17 minutes now in the second period. Still 1-0 Ohio, but Illinois with a majority of the puck possession early in the second period. Turek again. Center of the ice.
And the Illini going to go to a 6-on-5.
Yeah, delayed penalty coming up here. Turek, shot, almost deflected from Ribba. And we were going to have another power play here. 16:48 in the second period. And going to the box for the Bobcats will be Harkins. As Tyler Harkins, who's got 26 points this season, goes in, and it is Illinois' third power play.
I couldn't see what that was because it was in our blind spot at the bottom of the ice right here. But yeah, the Illini, they've been so many. This is going to be their 5th and 6th minutes on the power play tonight. Get more shots.
Third power play opportunity for Illinois. Ohio 100% on the penalty kill as they immediately clear it 5 seconds into the power play.
2 minutes for cross-checking for Harkins.
Richter. Hit by Turnow as Illinois trying to get it back to the blue line. Quinn passing it to Opilka. He passes it across the ice. Goes to Healy. Opilka now setting up for a shot and hit off of the shin pad of Zach Frank. And now Opilka back to Healy. It's been all Illinois in this second period. Another power play for them. They had 59 seconds first period. Looking for a deflection in there. Quinn was in front of the net. Richter now there. Puck is still available and now finally gets past the net. There's about 6 guys there in front of Jimmy Thomas. But the puck still does not want to go in for the Illini against the Ohio Bobcats. still open, and now Turnout finally clears it as he basically shoots it at Barnhart, and Barnhart's going to pass it quickly to Opilka.
Oh, they'll line up a chance.
Yeah, maybe a line change catch. Opilka moving it around. It looks like he might have gotten tripped there.
5-on-3.
By Houston. There's going to be a 5-on-3 coming up as we have a delayed penalty, and now we have a 6-on-4. And we have also, it looks like an injury.
Casper
Ribba's down. And Houston is going to go to the box for tripping. So 45 seconds left on Harkin's penalty. But we're going to get a 5-on-3 here for 45 seconds for Illinois, as right now Ohio is with this lead, but they're going to the box a lot in this game.
They're doing everything in their ability to let the Illini have a chance to tie up the game. And the next 45 seconds, I think, most important 45 seconds of this weekend for Illinois to finally score that goal.
Rudin, Hazel, and Craddock on the ice for the 45 seconds that Ohio will have 3 men.
Start shooting.
Ernsting waiting. Now to the middle. Moskaluk. Oh, Ribba had a chance to tie it, but couldn't connect. And now Thomas goes out of his crease to freeze it. 30 seconds left on the 5-on-3.
I think they got to try to get a shot right off the draw, because if you have 5 guys, they only have 3. Those rebounds more than likely going to go to you if Jimmy Thomas doesn't freeze it.
We're almost 5 minutes into the second period, and it's almost been entirely advantage Illinois in this period, not just shot-wise, but men-wise, as they've got a few more seconds here on this 5-on-3. Looking for space for a shot. Kolas passing it now to Bobby Ernsting, the captain. Moving back to the high slot. Pass to Noah, looking for the shot. Can't get it in, and another glove save from Jimmy Thomas with 12 seconds left on the first penalty to Harkins.
And like, I was starting to think, like, well, it's also the defense that's helped Jimmy Thomas maintain this streak, but at the same time, I think Jimmy Thomas is one heck of a goalie.
Lampron, Gross, and Picorni coming in for Ohio. 10 seconds left with 3 men for Ohio, and then they'll get their 4th, but Illinois will still have about a minute 10 of a power play as we are 5 minutes into the second period. Ernsting, Nolan, good defending from Ohio. Now Ernsting at the right circle. Back to Nolan one time, and another save from Jimmy Thomas. He just knows where the puck is going to go, and he is finding every way to stop it, as it'll be 5-on-4 now. A minute 10 left in the power play. In the box is still Jacob Houston after that tripping call.
And that was an extended 5-on-3 for the Illini, because the way which way the benches are, Ohio had to bring their extra man, had to come all the way across the ice, so the Illini just couldn't get one more shot off in time.
Clock has struck 8 Central. Illinois keeps winning faceoffs in the offensive zone as Opilka is looking for an open man, and he finally finds Healy, as Illinois has been staying on the power play for a long time. Richter's shot hit off of Lampron, but now the puck flying around for Opilka, who's going to regather it and reset for Illinois. Moving up to the high slot, now passing back to Healy. Back to Opilka. Illinois hasn't had a lot of opportunities to get far shots. There's one for Opilka, and he scores! Tyler Opilka from near the blue line, and Illinois capitalizes on one of the power plays and has tied it here in Champaign.
Tyler Opilka, only his 3rd goal of the season, had 2 against Robert Morris last month in the same game, has 1 tonight. He hasn't been much of a scoring threat this year, but finds the back of the net there all the way from the point, almost at the blue line.
So a power play goal for Tyler Opilka, and there goes Jimmy Thomas's streak of not conceding goals. It went for 8 periods, and that's the first time Ohio have let up a goal since last Friday against Syracuse in the 2nd period. And we have got a game on our hands now as we are back to even strength, and Illinois looking to take the lead now. Ernsting shot, save from Thomas. And now the net dislodges, and we've got, looks like 3 Ohio guys there on Ribba. What a start to the second period for the Illini here. 14:04 left in the second. As Illinois really, after conceding that first goal early, it's been all Illinois offensively. Nick Fabrini's got to be very pleased with the amount of chances Illinois has created in this game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the Illini have definitely outplayed Ohio tonight. The Bobcats won goal, game on a trickling shot that just got past the diving Jake Barnard. Like, the Illini have more shots today. They've maintained zone time. They've just done everything I said they need to do to be more competitive and have a chance tonight.
But man, what a shot from Opilka, just hitting the top corner of the net past Thomas to get that power play goal, as Ohio is looking for some sort of string of possession here, but Illinois' front line fighting for it. And now Riba's able to get it with Graham and the goal scorer Opilka. Opilka looking for another one. Shot towards Kolas, who can't deflect it in. Opilka keeps it onside, and right now he has got to be Illinois' best player in this game. Thomas clears it away from his net. Graham looking to meet it. Near our blind spot now. Illinois trying to keep the puck. Higgins is around it for Ohio, and now it trickles all the way back towards Barnhart, but it's going to be reset by Charlie Salk.
And I'm interested to see how Ohio responds now, because they've been playing almost the entire weekend with a lead. The first scored 3 minutes in tonight's game, scored halfway through the first yesterday.
Kolas' shot was deflected and over the head of Thomas. Quinn getting hit hard there by Baird into the board, and now Ohio with their first big opportunity of the second period. Jenkins, slap shot wide. And now Ohio looking to keep the puck for an extended period of time, as Barnhart is going to have to freeze it there on his near post with 12:54 in the second.
That's another point that I want to make. Jake Barnhart, how many times has he even froze a puck tonight? Like, Ohio's
Twice.
Ohio's won a lot of face-offs, but there haven't been many to the left of us or to the right of us in the first period. There's Jake Barnhart, he's letting up the rebounds, but they're good rebound opportunities for the Illini.
Illinois looking for a quick rush here as Richter hits it to Thomas. Thomas does not freeze it. Now goes back to Richter. Moskaluk was right in front of the net for a pass, but Richter wasn't able to get it to him. He still has it, though, now, as he gets it back from Quinn. Redirecting Houston. Now to the middle. Moskaluk had a chance right in front of the net, but hits it wide. What an opportunity to take the lead for Illinois, but it stays onside here. Kendati, shot wide.
The Illini's bench is getting into it, too. That's what you want to see from a team that's really been down the past few weeks.
Crowd's really getting into it, too. It's been all Illinois in this second period, even when it's been even strength. That's a little repetitive. As Ohio looking for a little bit of a rush now, but Charlie Salk's going to get it as the Bobcats make a change, as Sean Hogan's side. It's the first time this weekend they have not been leading and have conceded in the last 3 games. That pass is long and goes into the stick of Hazel.
I told you it was going to happen at some point. It was bound to happen.
At some point. It's bound to happen when you have 4 power plays, basically. Houston, now Hazel, the assistant captain for the Bobcats. Coming here from Athens, Ohio. They've won 2 of the 3 against Illinois. Wide open is Lubin. Nice trap. Shot. And almost to the shoulder side of Barnhart. And we're going to get a stop here with 11:33.
I like that shot by Lubin. He was trying to go top shelf. Stick side on Barnhart, but he just missed it by a few inches, I think.
Both teams going to make line changes here, and
I think their bench wasn't closed, the gate.
yeah, I think they just had to reset the bench there. Once again, we thank you all for joining us. I'm Maury Benatar, and Stephen Cohen's my color announcer today, as it is a 1-1 game here. It's been an exciting second period for all you from Athens, Champaign, Urbana, Illinois, or if you're not from either of those 2 states, thank you for joining us here on this Illini hockey broadcast presented by YouTube.
Only other state for Illinois would be Royce Allred, who's from Texas.
Yeah.
Everyone else is from Illinois.
Royce Allred, one of the 3 goaltenders.
Four
Four goaltenders on this Illini
Now that
roster.
Girth was added.
Elliot Girth has gotten a lot of game time recently, but this weekend, going back to their junior starter, Jake Barnhart, as Illinois wins another offensive zone faceoff. And another power play for Illinois. Too many men on the ice was called. We weren't able to see it there. And in the box is Ryan Higgins, who scored the goal for Ohio. So it is the 5th power play, or 5th penalty on Ohio, and another power play opportunity for Illinois.
That's not how Ohio usually plays. Like, they're a very disciplined team under Sean Hogan, and that's why they have 15 wins. Only 3
Riba, nice
losses.
puck movement, trying to do a wraparound, still with it. Passing it to Kolas. Now Nolan. Riba falling, getting back up. Kolas passing it to Ernsting. Ernsting looking to center it. Kolas shot. Goal for Illinois! Another one on the power play, and it's Thomas Kolas on the second period. Not on in the second period. 2-1 Illinois.
That one might have been redirected by John Oh, no, Mikolas. I thought it was Moskwa. Good
No.
goal.
Kolas with that wrist shot. That is his 13th goal this season. He has scored in 3 of his last 4 games for the Illini, and 2 unanswered for Illinois, both on power plays. That came just 45 seconds into a power play, and one that drives coaches insane. Too many men on the ice.
Yeah, that was not a good penalty. Like, the Bobcats have taken 5 penalties now today, and that one's the worst of all of them. And Thomas Kolas, second on team in scoring.
Falls to Reese as Jimmy Thomas now has given up 2 goals in this game. Healy trying to get it back. Ohio needs a quick response here to get some momentum back as it's shifted all for the hometown Illini. As Kendotti's got it now. Illinois looking for an odd man rush, and they do have one, but Salk kind of whiffs on the puck, and Baird will regather it for Ohio and pass it to Bigby, now to Magyar. Bobcats moving it up ice. Couple hits here. Homerin gets it back, and it's going to go into the stick of Baird. Ohio moving up ice now, and an offside call for the Bobcats. 10:01 to go, and it's been an action-packed second period here at the Big Pond. 2 power play goals for Illinois. Tyler Opilka getting the first one, and Thomas Kolas getting the second one. As the story has been, Ohio's penalties have given Illinois chances to score, and Illinois has capitalized on their last 2 power play opportunities.
At least the Illini need to come away with points this weekend's the big thing, and that's what it looks like they'll be able to do right now.
And they're trying to stay above 500 in regulation hockey this season as Drew Richter's got it against Houston. Pass off the board to Quinn. Quinn trying to get it deflected off of the pad of Gross. Once again, Illinois setting up at the point. There's a shot off the stick of Thomas. That was easy for him. As Higgins now trying to get it away from a white shirt, but Quinn retrieves it. There's a nice change for Illinois, and a shot there from Chirillo off of an Ohio defender. 2-on-2 puck scramble here. Chirillo is holding off a guy trying to keep the puck. That's pretty difficult there. Nice use of strength and skill off a stick of Barnhart. He hasn't had too many chances to stop in this second period. 9 minutes to go now. Novacell moving up. Chirillo looking for a deflection off of Sabo, as Illinois' passing has been tremendous in this second period as they've been dominating this Bobcat team as they're looking for this upset. Ohio 5th in the ACHA rankings, Illinois 13th.
And the 4th line for Illinois is finally creating something where you got Neil Novacell centering that. You got Nick Chirillo with a few chances as well.
Ohio hasn't had a lot of opportunities to really control the puck here. As Hazel and Novacell getting into it. Novacell kicks it back towards that offensive zone as Illinois is going to make a line change. Here's Houston. Cross ice pass. Beautiful find to Jenkins. Jenkins moving towards the middle, looking for a shot. Almost deflected in. Barnhart was anticipating it.
He was ready.
He was ready to potentially save that. Ribba trying to use his speed. Gets the puck away from Jenkins. Hazel now hitting it to the other side to Picorni. Nice misdirect from Thomas Picorni. Trying to get some space. Puck was loose there for Kolas. Now Ernsting gets it. Ernsting, middle, looking for Ribba. Kolas was open as well, and now Ohio looking for a rush. It's a 2-on-2. Lampron and Craddock. Lampron trying to shoot it past Sulk. But Ohio has been unable to get too many chances on target with 7.5 to go in the second period. Puck flopping around. Kolas gets it, scored the second goal for Illinois. It was his 13th of the season. In our blind spot now, seeing who's got possession. Sulk against Ohio now. There's the Bobcats. Lubin, backhand. Oh, that was almost across into the side of the net as the net dislodges. It is fun to see. The only sport where a piece of the actual field or rink, whatever you want to call it.
Like backboards break sometimes.
Not anymore. It's been like 30 years since that's happened.
Soccer nets don't just come out of place.
No, soccer goals don't. They're huge.
I just want to praise Casper Ribba a little more.
Yeah.
He's such an aggressive forward check as well. He's ongoing on the back check actually. He's just able. He doesn't even get a stick in there. He just his presence scares the other guys.
Face-off win for the Bobcats. One time, almost deflected in. In front of net was Rudin. Ohio trying to get some opportunities here. Illinois trying to get a one-on-one going. It finally is hit out. Looks like by Justin Reese, and Ohio's gonna re-get it up ice. There's a whiff and a hit.
Oh, Jack Healy.
Healy hitting Bagby.
And that turns into an icing. That's a wonderful play from Jack Healy.
Yeah, seriously.
Scoring the hit.
Bagby whiffed on the clearance. Healy hitting him and forcing the icing as the Big Pond Crown here is doing the YMCA. Don't know what that could stand for in,
I'm doing it
in
too.
hockey terms. You're going to do it too? Okay. Face-off win. Reese doesn't get the shot off. Trying to stay with it against Lubin. Opilka out there with Homerin as well. No puck control yet, and it finally goes out to the far side to a Bobcat. Clock's going to stop at 6:28 here.
You see how there's been a lot less whistles and stoppages here in the second period, and then now that tempo favors Illinois?
Yes, despite the fact that early on we had so many penalties.
Well, that helps too.
Yeah.
But there's just been, and that helps, like there'd be less icings in that case. But just overall, when there's less stoppage in play, Illinois gets to get out and run or skate, and that favors them. It's a big ice. It's how they want to play.
Yeah, and they've definitely created a rhythm here in the second period, even just after giving up that first goal, only around 3 minutes into the first. And a 2-1 lead now for the Illini. Opilka and Kolas scoring power play goals in this second period to take the lead as Illinois is looking to knock off the number 5 team in the ACHA rankings. A little bit of a miscommunication, and Barnhart wasn't able to control the puck. Almost a wide open goal for Ohio. I think the shot came from Tyler Harkins. But now Illinois is looking to respond there. Moskaluk trying for the nice little deke. But now hits it to the far side board towards Richter. Opilka meeting Matthew Rudin for the puck. Now Quinn gets into the scrum. Puck finally collected by Moskaluk. Hit there by Chirillo. Illinois looking to get a third here, while Ohio trying to get a second equalizer as Jimmy Thomas hits it off his stick into the high part of the board. Chirillo stops it with his skate. Another scrum here, now finally falls for Graham. Graham trying to hit it, almost a 2-on-1 chance for Ohio. That's how they scored last night in their victory over Illinois. A lot of big hits into the far side boards over the past couple of seconds.
Oh, Neil, look at that move.
Very nice move to make some ice space. Chirillo, nice trap from Turek. Backhand shot from Turek. Now falls to Novacell. He can't get a shot off, and now Ohio. Illinois good defensively coming back. And very good defense from Illinois.
3 guys were back to take away Magyar's opportunity on the break.
Novacell trying to move around Houston. Hazel in front of Sabo. And now Ohio rushing up ice. Houston with Magyar behind him. Houston shot over the head and the bar of Barnhart's net with 4.5 minutes to go in the second period. Now a shot from distance. It stays in play somehow. I think Barnhart thought it was going to go out. The two number 8s colliding. That was Kendati and Craddock.
Barnhart moves so well left to right and so quickly that he's never really out of position for any kind of shot.
Oh, Ohio with an opportunity. Good poke check from Barnhart. That's something sometimes you overlook for a hockey team, is that the goalie can be your best skater. It takes a lot of skill to move in so quickly in such a short distance, as there's a missed opportunity from Picorni. Ernsting now rushing up by himself, trying to move past Hazel, looking for support.
Ooh, Bobby.
Got met by 2 green shirts. Puck flies into the stands, and
He
there's
caught
a
it.
fan that caught it. Anytime it comes near us, you pause a little bit and your heart kind of stops. But a good catch there from an Illinois fan.
He's in the retro Eric Cruikshank jersey. I think Crooks is here tonight. Finished his career with 69 goals and 69 assists.
Very rarely a hockey player finishing with the same amount of goals and the same amount
I'm
of
just saying it was a nice career overall.
I would say that too.
Say it.
It was a nice career. Ignoring what I said, Craddock now. Jenkins shot and into the net. Over the board with 3:26 to go.
Yeah, and so like, the issue for the Illini, it's not really an issue, it's a question, is who's that starting goaltender going forward? Is it Elliot Girth, who's played really well here in the second semester since coming over from Parklands? Or is it Jake Barnard, who you expected to be your starter entering this year? They're both really good options, but Barnard has showed this weekend that I think going forward, he's the guy.
Shot from Bagby, good save from Barnhart as he got to the post and stopped it with his chest into that eye emblem in the jersey. Nolan shot, good save from Thomas. Joe Nolan trying to become the second Illinois defenseman to get a goal today. Opelka getting the first one. Now an opportunity for Illinois. Trying to pass in the middle, now looking for a wraparound and towards the center. Baird hitting Healy hard. Healy is still down, being held by Baird.
Yeah, they're like tied up.
Yeah, they
Baird would have let go.
They were wrapped up there with 2:45 left in the second period. Illinois with 2 power play goals from Opelka and Kolas. Ohio with a chance, poke checked out by Barnhart. Moskaluk gets it back.
It might be something with Healy's. Healy's like still down on the bench. So we'll see if he how fast he returns to the Illini's third line.
See if we have a potential injury. Now we have another stoppage. Houston getting held back by
Another
the officials.
penalty.
I think we have another penalty.
There they go. 6.
6 penalties called now on the Bobcats. That's, I believe, the second on Jacob Houston. He got called for a tripping earlier. He is chirping at the officials. He is really unhappy with that call. Second time he's in the box, and once again, Illinois have a man advantage with 2 minutes and 25 seconds in the period. Ohio will be one man down with 2 minutes here on this power play, and we'll go back to even strength with 25 seconds. As Ernsting tries to win the offensive zone faceoff, gets it, but Ohio immediately winning it back. Ribba stopping it, but Opelka waiting for Kolas, Moskaluk, and Ernsting to retreat to get back onside. Opelka rushing up ice. Both goal scorers on for Illinois. Opelka loses it, though, as Hazel rushing it up.
That was a confident play by Hazel. Take it all the way across the blue line by himself, and he could have just dumped it down.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, with the amount of penalty kills Ohio's had to have, there's a perfect symmetrical 4-man line there for Illinois, and now Ribba's got it, looking for a wraparound, but resets it back to Opelka in the center of the blue line. Kolas now, Ernsting. Kolas can't trap that puck. Opelka's going to have to go back, and Illinois will have to reset here with 1:10 on the power play.
Illinois has to keep up the aggressiveness. It's displayed on the power play so far tonight. Not there the first 55 seconds.
Barnhart comes out of his net to get it back. Nice pass from Barnhart to Opelka. Another change catch. Opelka pass to Kolas, who tried to one-time it. Nice save from Thomas. Minute 18 in the period, 53 on the power play.
And not much Kolas could do there other than go 5-hole on Jimmy Thomas, because the way he was led on the pass, he was already so close to the net by the time, just to let it go. If he's a little farther away, he might have a chance to go top shelf.
And that's the second time Ohio have been caught in the midst of a line change.
Yeah, on the PK as well.
Yeah, on the PK. Referee Westcamp getting in the way of the faceoff. I think that's maybe the second time that's happened today.
You haven't watched enough ACHA hockey if you don't hate the refs.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying it's hit off his foot a couple of times.
There's better refs out there.
2-on-2 now. Ohio looking for a shorthanded equalizer. There's a shot. Good save from Barnhart. It almost fell to Frank. We got tied up with Richter. Now a odd man rush for Illinois. Quinn. Back to Richter. Richter finds Nolan, who's open. Nolan looking for a deflected shot. Comes off of Quinn. Almost looked like Bagby was trying
Quinn
to
and Baird, they're going at it right now. Ooh.
There's a lot of people going at it in this game. Nolan, Richter. There's a hit from Baird, cleared by Ohio. They survive the PK. Look at this speed there from Tyler Harkins on Barnhart. Yeah. 12 seconds left in the second period. Both teams going very fast here. And
hey, another penalty going.
Look, we have another penalty.
This one on Ohio again. Barnard was going out for the 6-on-5, and Sean Hogan is not happy as Harkins is going to be going to the box.
Tyler Harkins called for his second penalty, and I think Sean Hogan is probably
my.
saying some choice words to the refs.
Sean Hogan's going to be he's going to be kicked out.
Yeah, we're on the very far side of the benches, so
he's animated.
Oh, he's very animated. This is Sean Hogan's leaving his bench now.
No, he's going to stay on the bench.
No, I thought he was walking out potentially, but this is another power play for Illinois with 7.4 left in the period. So Illinois, for the second period in a row, are going to come out of the locker room with a chance. And Kolas gets tripped by Picorni before the face-off.
He's going to separate them. What a game. The Bobcats kind of dismantling right now as a team because this is not their style of play.
Yeah, they've been called for 7 penalties. And the period is going to end here. High tensions, blood rushing between these two teams. Lot of penalties between Illinois and Ohio. The Bobcats are down 2-1. Both teams still not in the locker rooms yet as they're talking amongst each other as Sean Hogan is still talking to his team, maybe with the officials as well. But 2 power play goals for Illinois in the second period. One from Tyler Opilka, the other from Thomas Kolas. And now Sean Hogan talking to the officials now.
I like his pea coat. Can I say that?
You can. You can say that.
No, I'm just pointing it out.
So
I like it.
Illinois will come out of the locker room for the third period with 1:53 on the power play as Tyler Harkins will return to the box. Everyone is leaving the ice now except for Hogan and the 2 refs. And now Hogan will finally walk off as he was very animated and, frankly, very peeved. I think that's the most appropriate way to say it here.
I think with reason. Like, so
Yes.
obviously some of the penalties, the cross check, the tripping, those were with cause. But I think that's mostly a motivating thing for his team. Like, guys, settle down, stop taking penalties, and score another goal. Because what is that? 7 penalties now.
7 penalties
for 2+ periods. That is unacceptable if you're Ohio, and you're not going to win many games. One for about half the time through 2 periods, you're on the PK.
Well, that's 40 minutes into the books. Illinois is up 2-1 after power play goals from Tyler Opilka and Thomas Kolas. We'll be back with the intermission report here on YouTube.
You know I'm back, like I never left. Another sprint, another step, another day, another breath. Been chasing dreams, but I never slept. I got a new attitude and a lease on life is a piece of mind. Seeking to find I can sleep when I die. Want a piece of the pie, got the keys to the ride and shit. I'm straight. I'm on my way. Get up my way. I'm running late. What can I say? I heard you died twice. Once when they bury you in the grave, and the second time is the last time that somebody mentions your name. So when I leave here on this earth, did I take more than I gave? Did I look out for the people, or did I do it all for fame? Legend is Exodus, searching for euphoria, judging through the mud to find the present, no ignoring. I got 20,000 deep up in the street like we some warriors. My mama told me never bow your head.
I feel glorious, glorious. Got a chance to start again. I was born for this, born for this. It's who And now I see the sunrise. Now I feel glorious, glorious. I feel glorious, glorious.
Mr. Worldwide to infinity. You know the roof on fire. We go boogie, oogie, oogie, jiggle, wiggle, and dance like the roof on fire. We go drink drinks and take shots until we fall out like the roof on fire. Now, baby, get my booty naked, take off all your clothes and light the roof on fire. Tell her, baby, 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 I'm on fire. I tell her, baby, 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 I'm a fireball. I saw, I came, I conquered, or should I say I saw, I conquered, I came. This little chico on fire, he no lie. Well, y'all slipping, he's running the game. Now, big bang boogie, get that kitty little noogie in a nice, nice little shave. I gave Susie a little pat up on the booty, and she turned around and said, walk this way. I was born in a plane. Mama said that every word was my name. I'm the best you've ever had. If you think I'm burning out, I never am. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. Fireball. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but I don't care what y'all say. Cause as the world turns, y'all boys gon' learn that this shit go right here don't play. That boy's from the bottom, bottom of the map, MIA, USA. I gave Susie a little pat up on the booty, and she turned around and said, walk this way. I was born in a plane. Mama said that every word was my name. I'm the best you've ever had. If you think I'm burning out, I never am. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. Fireball.
And hey everybody, welcome back to the Big Pond at Champaign, Urbana for the second period intermission report for Illini hockey presented by YouTube. Alongside Ori Benatar, I'm Stephen Cohn. 2-1 Illinois after 2 periods of play. 20 minutes to go, and the Illini able to get a split for the regular season series against Ohio, and for this weekend, which was kind of a must-happen for the Illini, coming out of a loss last weekend, a few losses before that against Iowa State and Lindenwood, and a tough schedule ahead. They got Illinois State on the road next weekend, and then Iowa State, and then a few weeks off essentially before the CSCHO and the ACHA tournaments. This really seemed like a game that Illini had to prove something.
And it is a game where they have to prove something, but they are getting some help by the amount of power plays they had. I mean, Ohio has been called for 7 penalties in 2 periods. Illinois came out of the locker room to start the second period with a power play, and they're going to come out of the locker room for the third period and start another and continue another power play.
So you're not going to give credit to the Illini?
No, I will give credit to the Illini.
I'm just making sure.
Offensively, they've been passing great. They're getting a lot of chances, but they've had the time to get those chances because Ohio has been on the back foot so many different times in this game with all the penalties, to the point where Sean Hogan was probably saying a lot of bleep, bleep, bleeps to their officials because he was peeved.
Yeah.
Can I say the other word?
You can say whatever you want. It's
Okay.
Illini hockey on YouTube.
He was pissed. I mean, let's be real here. He was pissed off. So, Illinois, I mean, they've been playing great. This is a much better performance than what they had last night. They needed goals. Kolas, again, he's been scoring like a machine for this team. Great to see a defender like Tyler Opilka, who's one of the leaders of this team. He gets a lot of assists. He got his 3rd goal, a great shot past Jimmy Thomas. And now you've got Thomas Rattle. He went 8 straight periods without giving up a goal. He gives up 2 in this period. But for Ohio to get back into this game, they can't be in the box, first of all. They're going to have to stay with 5 men for the entire period. But for Illinois to close this one out, get a win against the number 5 team in the country, offensively, keep it varied, continue to win faceoffs as they always do every single weekend they play. But also, they need to play the way they are when they're on those power plays when it is 5-on-5.
Yeah.
And I think they've done that since they gave up that first goal in the
tonight
first.
they've definitely, like, last night it took them until that final power play at the end of the game to really get going in offense. Tonight, even when they sparingly haven't been on the man advantage, they've been able to play like they have been on the man advantage. Just they're creating opportunities in the offensive zone past the blue line.
Yeah, and Jake Barnhart didn't have to make any insane saves in that second period. He didn't have a lot of work to do. He could have made himself dinner.
I want you to follow up on a comment I made during that second period that Jake Barnhart, like the Illini have scored 2 goals that period. They've only given up 2 all weekend. Credit to that, Jake Barnhart, who is back and healthy now for the rest of the season. You got a choice to make if you're Nick Fabrini. You go with Elliot Girth, who's played really well in his first 10 starts for the Illini, or you go with Jake Barnhart, your proven netminder, who was great toward the stretch run of last season and was your #1 goalie entering this campaign.
See, I think as we get to the close of the regular season, I would probably split the time a little bit just to see what else Girth can do. Because while Girth has looked very good when he has played, he just hasn't been able to get so many wins. He just hasn't gotten as much offensive support from his.
And they haven't scored in a lot of those games.
Yeah, they haven't scored a lot of those games. But, you know, a record helps. Goals against average helps. I mean, their goals against average is pretty close. They're both giving up around 2 a game. Girth leaning more towards that 3 end, but he's played 7 games less than Barnhart this season. So I think, though, when you get to the postseason, I am sure Nick Fabrini is going to think we need our seasoned goaltender.
Yeah.
And I think for postseason play, when you get to the CCHL tournament, potentially ACHAs, probably going to go with Barnhart, but you have that secondary option in Girth, and he's going to be staying with this team hopefully for a long time.
Yeah, and the tough thing about that, obviously, when you get to playoff time, is you're playing back-to-back days back in the ACHA.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, the Illini played 4 straight days en route to the national championship game. Then they were just exhausted by that championship when they lost 7-1 to Adrian last year in the ACHA final, and Adrian was full of players who they're not college students in the end of the day. They were
beasts.
They're junior hockey players that were all bigger than the Illini. But they made the national championship. They've had that target on their back. But now you go into really the final stretch run of the season. We'll be in Bloomington next week and announcing those games.
Well, you'll be. I won't.
Yeah, I'll be there. You know, I'll be in Bloomington. And then you got the one more series against Iowa State. You got a series against Indiana. So basically 4 more games that really count toward all that, and only 2 more CSCHL games. And a period tonight. What do the Illini still need to do going forward to make you feel more confident about this team's chances come playoff time?
I would say just to be consistent on the 5-on-5s. I mean, especially in this game, you know, Illinois has had a lot of power plays. They've had a lot of chances to just pass it around the offensive zone, take their time, get some easy shots, because Ohio has had to sort of lean back and take that pressure and kind of, you know, sit back. I think Ohio made a little bit of a big mistake by they weren't as, I mean, they came out of the gates firing. They went out fast, just immediately, you know.
1 shot, 10 seconds in tonight.
1 shot, 10 seconds in, scoring 3 minutes into the game, and then they kind of parked the bus a little bit. That's something we say in the soccer game. You're up 1-0, you just sort of bring everyone back. They didn't do that totally. They were still aggressive, but Illinois just turned it up another gear, up to 11 on the amplifier, really started attacking, and once Ohio started to get those penalties, it kind of been falling apart for the Bobcats. But for Illinois, be consistent offensively on those 5-on-5s, have consistency also from Barnhart and Girth. I think give both of them game time. I think for Illinois State, I'd say give Barnhart a game, give Girth a game. That's a good opportunity. The Redbirds are 25th in the ACHA
Oh, I definitely think
now.
Girth is starting at least 1 game next weekend.
Definitely.
Like, there's no reason not to.
But obviously, Iowa State is a very, very good team. Ohio is playing them next weekend in Athens. That is a big series. Iowa State 4th in the country, Ohio 5th. If Illinois get this win, though, Ohio might move down a little bit.
They might drop to like 6th.
Yeah, they won't drop hugely.
But Illinois, the big thing is, like, the top 20 teams make the ACHA national tournament. Illinois, their goal at least make that top 10, hopefully. And if they split a series against Iowa State and they win a game in the CACHL tournament, very good chance they move into the top 10.
And they need to hold on tonight. They have to win this game tonight. It is so important for them to go to Bloomington off of a victory against one of the top 5 teams in the country and a team that is considered an arch rival. They are arch rivals with Illinois, and they want to send the Bobcats home with their heads low. and go in with some confidence into Bloomington. And also for Illinois, I think what would help for Nick Fabrini, get those guys back up in the rankings. Get back into the top 10. They're 13th right now. If they win tonight, they can move up to 12, 11, maybe 10. But
I got one more thing.
Yeah.
What's going to happen in the final 20 minutes? What's the score when this game ends?
Man, I don't know. I mean, it's very
I said 2-1. I just want to point. I said overtime.
Okay.
But I did say 2-1.
Fine, you said 2-1. I think what we'll see, I think Sean Hogan knows enough to tell his players, look, guys, maybe ease off the aggressiveness. Stay aggressive, but don't commit penalties that are, you don't need to. There's been, there was a tripping call. The too many men on the ice led to the Opilka goal. So just stay composed. Be more aggressive offensively. Don't take too much of that pressure. Force Illinois maybe for a couple of icings. Just don't let them pass around that offensive zone. They need to win more faceoffs. I can see Ohio tying this game up at 2-2, maybe even snatching this one, only if Hogan has gotten to his players saying, you know what, be more disciplined, stay composed. We're better than this team. We can win this game.
Sean Hogan went back to his bench 5 minutes before the second period begins. Maybe a players-only meeting. I don't know what's going on. But we'll be right back. The third period of Illini Hockey coming up next on YouTube.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah.
Yes, I can. Doubt, better leave. I'm running with this plan. Pull me, grab me, crabs in the bucket can't have me. I'll be the president one day. January 1st. Oh, you like that gossip? Like you the one drinking what gossip.com. Now I got a word for your tongue. How many Rolling Stones you want? Yeah, I got a brand new spirit speaking and it's done. Woke up on the side of the bed like I won. Talk like the wind in my chest to that sun. G5 in the US to Taiwan. Now who can say that? I wanna play back. Mama knew I was a needle in a haystack. A whole body boy, plus made back. I got a feeling it's a rap. ASAP.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling.
The mountains high, walk on water. I got power, feel so royal. 1 second, I'ma strike for you. Diamond, platinum, no more for you. That adrenaline, never giving in. Giving up's not an option, gotta get it in. Witness, I got the heart of 20 men. No fear, go to sleep in the lion's den. That glow, that spark, that crown. You're looking at the king of the jungle now. Stronger than ever, can't hold me down. 100 miles gunning from the pitcher's mile. Straight gang face, it's gang day. See me running through the crowd, feeling melee. No trick plays, I'm Bill Gates. Take a genius to understand me.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah.
And we're back here at the Big Pond in Champaign, Illinois. The Illini up 2-1 against Ohio. One more period of regulation hockey to go. Let's set the tone here. If you did not see the first two periods, here is what has gone down. Ohio scored around 3 minutes into the first. Ryan Higgins sort of getting a puck hitting off of his stick, deflecting its way into the net. Ohio then started getting some penalties called for them in the first period, but then in the second, it turned around. Illinois scoring 2 power play goals. Tyler Opilka scoring 1 after Illinois couldn't capitalize on a 5-on-3, but after that 5-on-3 ended, Illinois scoring on the 5-on-4, and then just about a couple minutes afterwards, Thomas Colas scored his 13th goal this season on a power play to give Illinois the 2-1 lead, and it's been all Illini for the past
35 minutes?
I'd say maybe
30?
32.
Okay.
I'd say that.
Ever since that first penalty, obviously.
Right,
for
and
the-
we've
for the
gone from
Bobcats.
1 penalty to the Bobcats to 7. Ohio is on their 7th penalty, and for the second straight period, Illinois is going to start on the power play. But this time, they get a minute 53, the first minute 53 of the third period, with a man advantage as they are trying to beat the number 5 team in the country. These two teams split their series in Athens. Illinois won the first game against Ohio this year 4-0. Ohio then won the second one in overtime 4-3 in Athens. Rudin scored the winner, and Ohio won 1-0 last night. And Illinois is on the power play to start the third period, trying to win their first game since beating Minot State last Friday, as Ribba moves it up and is called offsides here 13 seconds in.
There's not a minute 41 left on the minor, is there? Right? I think the scoreboard's wrong.
Potentially.
I think they're giving Illinois more time on the power play than they actually have.
That would be bad.
It'd be good for an Illinois.
It would be good for
fan,
Illinois, but it'd be bad from an officiating standpoint. And I don't think the officials want Sean Hogan to yell at them even more.
And no one seems to be fazed by it right now.
Not right now. We'll have to look at the tape maybe afterwards and see where the penalty was when the third period ended.
I don't think,
or when the second period ended, I should say.
I don't think it was with like 5 seconds left in the period's the thing. So I think right now,
I think it was. I think they might have given him maybe 2 extra seconds, possibly, because I think the penalty occurred around 7 seconds in the second.
Yeah.
So it might be an extra 2 seconds, or they.
It's close.
It might be on. So either way, Illinois is on the power play, and they're passing around here looking for a third goal. That puck is going to fly into the stands. Thank goodness it was in a place where there weren't any people. The guy's happy he gets a puck. He's going to give it away to buddy behind him. Now he's putting his hands up, celebrating with the puck.
Supposed to give it to a kid, like a small kid.
There aren't any small children in that vicinity, though.
I see. I'm looking for children. I can't. This is done. Back to the game.
Back to the game as Ohio clears it out here. This is hockey. This is Ori, and next to me is Steven. Thank you for joining us here on YouTube as Illinois is up 2-1 here in the third period. Opilka, who scored the first goal for Illinois, passing it to Drew Richter. Nice speed from Richter. Trying to get around the net, and now Ohio is trying to retain possession. Opilka passing it across to Charlie Sulk. Opilka calling for the puck, gets it. 33 seconds left on the power play. In the box is Tyler Harkins, the second time he's been in the box today. Opilka just keeps it onside. Very good keep. Nice find to Sulk. Wrist shot from Sulk, trying to go through the legs of Hazel. Clears it out. Trapped by Barnhart. 19 seconds on the power play. Illinois might have one more chance to score. What would be their third power play goal of the evening. Home run on the ice for Illinois. Ribba comes on along with Jack Graham. Opilka still on there, trying to find Ribba, who tries to one-time it after the pass was deflected off of Rudin's stick. Power play is going to expire in 2 seconds. Opilka trying to get it, but Lubin able to steal it now with a one-on-one chance. Shot right into the shoulder of Jake Barnhart, who didn't have too much work to do in the second period, but early work here for him 2 minutes into the third period.
Haven't said Jack Graham's name a lot tonight, but he was great on the weak side. He was going to stop any rebound opportunity for the Bobcats.
Opilka was getting poked there by, looked like Lubin, and an icing call early with 17:47 to go in the third period. As the Illini are trying to maintain this lead, the Bobcats haven't had many clear-cut chances and have only one power play tonight compared to Illinois' 6. One-time shot saved by Barnhart. That was a good face-off win from the Bobcats. The shot came from Tyler Harkins, who had the last penalty called on him.
And you don't know when the Bobcats are going to take another penalty. So when they're on the even strength, you got to find ways to take some more shots because they've been playing so defensive so far tonight.
That was an EA Sports NHL play there from Ohio, immediately winning the faceoff, passing it right back to the guy there, taking a one-time shot. That was a really good opportunity for Ohio, but Barnhart coming in clutch with the save as Nolan is going to pass it across to Turek off the far side board. Offside call as Kolas couldn't control it.
That's 2 offsides for the Illini in 2.5 minutes.
And they had an icing.
And yeah, so hey, those are plays where the Illini, you're ahead, and you don't want to take your foot off the gas. Yeah, as you were saying, don't want to park the bus in this situation because, you know, Ohio, they're only one shot back, one shot away from tying it up, and they've only scored twice all weekend. So you got to think they're due at some point to get a few goals also.
I don't think Sean Hogan or Nick Fabrini want to be known as the Jose Mourinho of hockey parking the bus. 17:15 left in the game. Richter, shot, save from Thomas. Here comes Ohio now. They've got a little bit of a rush going. Turn now against Nolan. Stuck in the corner now. Just able to see it as I'm leaning my head to look for the puck. And now Illinois looking for a rush here. Quinn against two Bobcat defenders. Quinn's going to shoot it. It's just wide. Thomas almost got a stick on it, but it falls back to the Bobcats.
That's fine. That's the best play Stephen Quinn's going to get right there with two guys collapsing on him. Just dump it all the way down at the blue line.
Here's Houston. He's been in the box twice today. Loses the puck. Healy trying to pass it into the slot to Reese. Hits off his hand. Now back to Healy. Healy shot as he gets hit.
Ooh.
I think that might have hit off the glove of Thomas and then deflected wide. Always tough to continue taking your shot as you're getting hit. 1-on-3. And a shot that's off of an Illinois defender flying into the net. To the upper net, not the goal net. 16-17 to go in the third period.
I got not much to say. Just the Illini right now, they finally, that was a shot. Richter had a shot. Healy was able to get one as he was going down. And the defense, it's just about can the Illini win faceoffs? Because you don't want Ohio to keep getting shots off of a draw if they wouldn't.
Ohio starting to win some offensive zone faceoffs as Picorni's slap shot is blocked by Illinois. But the Bobcats are starting to keep the puck a lot more. Here's Garrett Jenkins with some nice skating, trying for the spectacular goal. Can't get the final shot off as Hazel now passing it to Higgins.
Healy was able to help his netminder in front and just kind of slap that one away.
Hit away to the near side board. Reese against the Bobcat into the blind spot, and now falling all the way back to Hazel. And now floating into the center of the ice and collected by the captain, Bobby Ernsting, who's going to hit it back. And Thomas will just tap it for Hazel. 15.5 now. Almost a swipe there from Kolaz, who was behind Hazel looking for the steal. Moskaluk just flies out of nowhere getting the puck. Hazel regathers, and he's got Singly, I should say, to his left, but unable to pass it to him as Opilka's going to get it and rush up. Ribba in front of him, moves out of his way. Opilka now past the blue line. Backhand pass into the slot. Can't find an Illinois player. Now is a one-on-one chance. 2-on-1 now. Shot! Nice save there from Barnhart. That came from Harkins. Hits off the stick of Barnhart. Ohio chasing after this second goal as they've been the better team in this third period.
Barnhart was completely out of the crease right there in that save.
Almost deflected in. Sitting there was Lampron. Ribba back to Opilka as Barnhart's had to make a couple of key important saves here. Chirillo open now, skating up past the blue line, looking to skate past Lubin, and now met with a big hit by Bagby. Shot from the blue line. Good opportunity as that was wristed in from Turek. Now Ohio moving it up, 3-on-2. Bagby just kind of hit it off. He goes immediately to the bench as Novosel's now going to pass it up by Sabo. Almost with a chance for a one-on-one, but goes back to Ohio now in the front of the net and swatted away by Barnhart. Chirillo moving up. Got some support, just hits it off the board. Now Sabo chasing after Houston. 6 minutes into the third period. Illinois still up 2-1. Pass in the middle of the Novosel. He can't control it and get a shot off, and Houston's going to go around and get it back for Ohio.
Evan Sabo doesn't get a lot of chances in open ice, but when he does, he's just so fast. It's so exciting to see because he can just skate past all the defenders for the other team.
Salk backhands it into the back of Illinois' offensive zone towards Moskaluk, but Richter getting it now and in behind the net to Gross. Looking for a far pass, another whiff, and there's a potential trip there.
Oh, they're not going to call it.
They're not going to call it. Moskaluk got tripped out there, but they aren't going to call it.
Looked pretty intentional to me.
It was a clean hit. Jenkins trying to get it for Ohio. Saul getting it now, and Ohio making a change. Moskaluk getting it. Met by Lampron, but passing it all the way around to Kendati, but it's going to go past his stick and go to Jenkins, who now passes it to Lampron. Poked there out by Sulk. And finally, Kendati tries to hit it out and goes into the neutral zone to Picorni.
It's been about 8 minutes since Ohio's last penalty, which I think is their longest streak in about 2 periods.
And they've been the better team in this third period with the better chances. Jenkins around the net. Trying to center it to Lampron. And now grabbed by Reese. Ohio man falls. He's grabbing his neck. That is 21 Zach Frank. Looks like he's okay as Illinois is looking for a rush here. There's a far pass deflected into the crowd by Hazel. Third puck into the crowd today. We don't see that too often.
Usually 1 to 2, but never 3.
I think it's because we've seen so many long passes.
Yeah, stretch passes.
Stretch passes from the blue lines across.
No, yeah, as you were saying, Ohio hasn't had a penalty they've taken since the end of the second period, and now in the 5-6 minutes since they had that last PK, they've been the better team with more zone time and more shots. And Illinois was out shooting Ohio by 10 after 2 periods, which I assume is a much slimmer margin now for the Illini.
Ryan Higgins on the ice for Ohio. He scored the goal for them in the first period. Oh, that was a nice tap to the center, but no one was there to connect for the Bobcats as they're looking for their second. Hazel shot almost deflected in from Higgins. He's looking for a second. Healy hits him into the backboard. And now Illinois has a chance for a rush. Here's a 3-on-2. Opilka with Reese and Homerin on the other side. Homerin's pass off of Picorni. Missed opportunity there for Illinois on that rush, and now Ohio's going to go back up ice. Picorni still has it. Nice puck movement from him. Looking to do it by himself, and Ernsting pokes it out. Defalls, Frank, center, around. Almost a nice little feed from Singley. And now Illinois looking for a breakaway here. Going down ice, Illinois. Ernsting in the center trying to get it to the goal, but that's a good slide there from Hazel to stop it with 11:20 now. Stolen again from Ribba. Falling to Ernsting, who can't settle it down for a wrist shot. Kolaz now with Turek and Nolan behind him. Turek is going to get it with 11 minutes to go in the third period as Illinois are trying to beat number 5 Ohio here at home. Bobcats moving it up. Baird. Singley finally gets it off. That kind of bounced its way into the back of the goal. But Illinois gets it back. Turek. Moving up into the neutral zone. Chipping it to himself. Moskaluk there for support. Baird coming back to get it. And there's a hit from Turek on Baird. Frank had it for a sec. Baird getting it back for Ohio with 10.5 to go. Still no penalties called on either team in this third period.
But the style of play is so physical, and I don't know, like maybe I was too greedy when I thought of how exciting this weekend would be. I thought there'd be a lot of goals scored and a lot of just a lot of offense, but then like there's only been 4 goals through almost 6 periods.
But a lot of aggressive hockey for sure. This game has been much more entertaining than the other one. There's a missed touch from Sulk. Ohio trying to rush up ice. They do. Chance maybe for a center pass. There's a very good slide from Mark Kendati to stop it. But Ohio keeping it, and there's an errant pass that's going to go all the way back to the defensive zone. But it's a 6-on-5 now as a delayed penalty is called on the Illini.
Illini just need to touch up.
Jenkins. Center pass almost deflected in.
That's dislodged. They're going to let him put it back.
Going into that far post was Harkins. Ohio still have it. Harkins. Oh, wait, the net was dislodged. Harkins almost scored on a dislodged net. That was something as we got Tom Sawyer from Rush playing. And now with 9:35 in the third.
The Illini's second PK of the day, is that what it is?
I believe so. This is the second
They're
power
gonna send
play.
anyone in the box?
Yeah, no one in the box yet. We're waiting to see
there
who
we go, Charlie Sulk.
Yeah, Charlie Sulk in the box for Illinois. Second penalty called on the Illini. And Ohio will have a man advantage from 9:35 to 7:35 of this third period. A huge opportunity for the Bobcats to try and tie this one up. But the faceoff is won in the defensive zone by Illinois. Kolaz out there with Ernsting, Graham, and Opilka. Call was interference on Charlie Sulk. No puck control yet. Finally now by the Bobcats. Harkins has got it. Going back to that circle. Houston pass to the center. Oh, it almost was deflected in by Opilka onto his own net. But luckily it goes on the opposite side of the post. Harkins center pass to Gross. Gross moving around Ernsting. Keeping the puck for the Bobcats. Now Rudin's got it. Gross again. Houston. Oh, we one-time passed it across the ice. That was a good idea to Rudin. But the puck deflected into the higher part of the board. They considered out of play. 8:52 to go in the third. 1:18 on Charlie Salk's penalty.
Yeah, that line just needs to be able to, right now, like Jake Barnhart's done everything he can. Can the defense step up and really make sure they cover that weak side as well? Because that pass right there, that was going to be a wide open shot for Rudin if he was able to handle the puck.
Big face-off there. Win in the neutral zone for Illinois as it goes back to Hazel on the defensive end for Ohio. Minute 09 to go on the Illinois penalty kill and Ohio power play. Picorni, a lot of space to skate up ice. Lubin on the cross ice there, and there's good defending from Joe Nolan and cleared out by Stephen Quinn right into the stick of Jimmy Thomas. Less than a minute now on the Ohio power play as Illinois is trying to get their second PK of the evening. Both of Illinois' goals have come on the power plays from Opilka and Kolas in the second period. Pass around to Lubin behind the net. Kendati chasing after him. He's had a quiet day, but has made some big plays in clutch moments for Illinois.
You got to stick on that one at the end boards, which deflected that puck.
Ohio settling it down. Hazel and Lubin near the blue line. Now Lubin passing it to the right circle to Picorni. Back to Lubin. Lubin shot, and it's wide. Jenkins and Hazel near the puck now. And
10 more seconds.
Turnow and Nolan fighting around for it. Picorni again against Kendati. Picorni trying to get it. Picorni shot. Nice pad save by Barnhart. Now Turnow trying to catch him off guard, and Illinois get their second PK of the game. Lubin hit down by Turnow. Him and Kendati tussling a little bit as Illinois going up ice.
Kendati threw one last push to Turnow. Ooh, Lubin goes down. That could have been tripping by Healy.
7:15 left in the third. Illinois trying to hold on here for the win. Turek passing it to Sabo. Trying to beat Picorni, but instead Novosel gets it. Now trying to poke it to his teammate Sabo. Hazel hits him into the board, and now Novosel gets it back. Turek trying to shoot it off of Rudin's stick. Novosel got a shot, but deflected off of Hazel's stick in front of Thomas's net. Less than 7 minutes now in the third period as Ohio move it up ice with Rudin. Turek skating backwards. Sabo giving him support defensively.
Ooh.
Craddock was there in support for Rudin as Ohio controlling it now with Harkins. Passing it across Healy, who was not looking. Houston recollects it for Ohio. There's a shot from Houston from a tight angle. And Barnhart freezes it with 6:29 to go.
I thought Rudin was going to have a better chance on that rush, but Turek, he does it so well, able to keep him to the outside and basically all the way against the boards, gets that support from Sabo sliding in, and Rudin has nothing going for him. So now the Illini, you get to set up on defense, but you're already at 6.5 minutes left, so just survive and advance.
Ohio's been winning offensive zone faceoffs all third period so far, but haven't been able to get that equalizing goal they desperately need. Lampron on the ice for the Bobcats. Magyar on with him as well as Magyar passes it back towards the net to Lampron, who gets hit from behind by Kendati. Illinois trying to get it out of their defensive zone, but it goes all the way back for Ohio as Gross is going to pass it now to Houston. Rushes up with Lampron in support, and on the other side of him was Magyar, but Illinois clearing it out as Gross gets it back on the center eye. Ribba trying to poke it out. Did some job for Illinois as Kendati passes it off the board to Sulk, who was called for Illinois' last penalty in this period, the only one of the third. 5:42 to go.
You call it the center eye? We call it the block eye.
The block eye. I mean, I said it the center eye because it's in the center. Steven trying to kill my rhythm there a little bit, but Ohio getting
No, you're all good. Doing a great job.
Rudin, right side. Met there by Joe Nolan, Baird behind him on that blue line, but Illinois, who's been on the back foot in this period, has still been able to stay alive here. Almost 5 minutes to go in the third. Richter has it now, skating it around. Nice speed there from Drew Richter. Moves past his teammate Stephen Quinn, but cannot connect on the shot as the puck didn't want to go with his stick.
That was a big whiff. The Illini haven't had that many shots the past 10 minutes or so, and it would have been nice right there.
Here's Rudin, who's had a good third period, trying to pass it. Barnhart deflecting it to avoid potential easy pass. Motzkala catches it and brings it back down.
Don't dump it down. Oh, no, he dumped it. The Illini were trying to go for a change. Now they can't. Ah.
4:48
I
now.
said it. I told him not to.
You told them not to, and they did. Way to go, Tony.
I'm going to start coaching the Illini next year now.
There you go. I want to see some play predictions when you get to your last games with Illini Hockey Broadcasting, as we're going to have a neutral zone face-off right in the center eye or block eye, whatever you prefer.
It's over the block eye, over the blue. It's how it goes.
That's how it goes. And right now how it's going, it's Illinois 2-1 now in this third period. Falling down on Hazel was Chance Homerin.
Some tired Illini.
Pilka hitting it up, 4.5 minutes to go. Picorni collecting it for Ohio. The Bobcats have been playing without their best offensive player, Yanni Evangelisti, in this game. They're also missing Austin Heekins. That's 22 goals combined for the Bobcats that they do not have in this game. As an icing is going to be called with 4:13 left.
Yeah, but that's not like Sean Hogan wouldn't call that an excuse at all. Because, you know, you gotta have other guys step up. You're 5th in the country for a reason, and it's not because of 2 guys. It's because you have an excellent goaltender and you have offensive production up and down the lineup. So missing those 2 guys hurts, but at the end of the day, you have to find someone else to score, and that has not been the case all weekend.
And the top scorers in this game for the Bobcats are Tyler Harkins and Matthew Rudin, the only other 2 Bobcat players with double-digit goals this season, along with Evangelisti. There's a steal there from Kolas. Smartly skates around to kill some seconds there. Now trying to pass it to his Casper Ribba. Less than 4 minutes now in the cold Big Pond Ice Arena here in Illinois, with freezing temperatures outside as Midwest weather has been going insane this past 2 weeks.
It's freezing in here too.
As Ohio is moving up ice here. Ernsting, Ribba, and Nolan forming a good defensive line. Hit up in the air by Ribba. Now retraps it, chipping it up. And Illinois getting a chance to make a change with 3.5 minutes to go in the third period. Ohio approaching the time where they might have to take Jimmy Thomas out of the net to try and get 6 men on the ice and take this game into overtime.
What's Moskowitz saying to Jimmy Thomas right now? They were having a little conversation.
Yeah. Maybe we're winning. I don't know. It could be that simple, but we don't know. Getting in his head as Harkins has it now against Richter. Nice pass to Lubin. Quinn hitting it. I think that puck almost hit the ceiling. Quinn and Lubin
they're gonna
go
call
down.
that Quinn Snell Miners? No.
Well, they both were down, tangled up with each other, but neither of them are going at it afterwards. Rare you see that in any league of hockey, where 2 guys hit each other, go down, but I think that might be something that Sean Hogan told his guys. You get hit by someone, it's okay.
You said, like, how well do they respond to him in the locker room?
They
and
responded.
They have not taken a penalty all period long.
Much more disciplined Bobcat team in this period as they win another offensive zone faceoff. Houston with a chance for a wrist shot. What a save by Barnhart. Open chance now, and Ohio has tied it. Nick Gross. Houston shot it. Barnhart saved it, kicked it right into the path of Nick Gross, his 5th goal of the season. And with 2:59 in the third, it's 2-all.
How about that? That was clutch. That was a second chance. How many times did the Illini giving up that second shot tonight? Not that many. And then Gross was able to just put it in the back of the net from that from the low slot. That's just a great one-timer by him.
Need a deep breath after that one. So Nick Gross getting the clutch goal for the Bobcats. That'll silence this Illinois crowd. 179 seconds left in the third period. It is 2-2.
And that was right off a face-off too. You know,
Yep.
that was they won the draw as looks like the netting in the net might be. They can't find a puck. I'm not sure what's going on over there. But like they won the draw. They got multiple shots. Those were things where Illinois has to control those aspects of the game, and they were going to find a way to win. They couldn't. You're tied to 2.
A tough piece of goaltending there for Jake Barnhart, who kicked it into the path of Gross. Very hard to kick it away. Now Ohio maybe with another chance. Slap shot almost in as it was taken, looked like by Magyar. Turnout now for the Bobcats. 2:40 to go. Right now the game would be going to overtime. Jimmy Thomas will be staying in his net in this period as Ohio scored on even strength for the second time in this game. Hazel with a one-timer. Is that
off the post?
Puck went off the post, then back into the board. Illinois unable to get it out of the defensive zone. Opilka finally does. Off of the skate of Kolas. Giving it to Graham now. Last time Illinois won here at home, it was a late winner from Casper Ribba against Minot State, as that pass was right into the path of Thomas towards his net, but Gross, the goal scorer, intercepting it. 2 minutes to go now. Here's Hazel.
If you're Illinois, you, at this point, take it overtime. Just don't give up. But you have to get points out of this game.
Reese almost whiffed it, and Lubin almost had a one-on-one chance. Less than 2 minutes now. Opilka passing it to Turek. Nice find to Homerin. Homerin getting some support from Reese in the slot. Healy there as well, but now Ohio winning it back, marching it up ice. Houston. His shot led to the goal by Gross, who was there, still on the ice. Houston getting it back. 1:30 to go. Houston.
Oh,
nice.
Justin Reese.
Justin Reese, a little dink bunt there. I guess that's the best way to describe the way that puck was hit off of his stick. Nice little squeeze bunt there as Ohio trying to move it up. Moskaluk once again hitting it off of his hand. Reese, a 1-on-2. Needs some help from his teammates. 1:05 left in the third period, and we might be having another game to go to overtime. Moskaluk shot. There, it's blocked by Houston as he dived for that one. Less than a minute now. We're down to the ticking seconds of this third period. Nick Gross scoring with around 3 minutes left in the period to tie it for Ohio. Dumped by the Bobcats. Kendati gets it for Illinois. Now he dumps it up ice. Hazel skating backwards, 35 seconds to go. Ohio maybe trying to steal this one here late. Nice skating from Picorni.
Get in front of him.
Pass to the center of the net, hits the wrong side of the net for an Ohio fan.
Clear the puck. You got 20 seconds left. You just can't get.
Moskaluk! Jacqueline Quaid spike there from John Moskaluk as he makes the big save. Always love to see your centers make saves in hockey. 7 seconds to go in the third. The puck is still frozen between bodies. No one's moving. The clock is still running, and we're going to overtime. Bonus hockey coming up here in Champaign as Nick Gross got the wrist shot past Jake Barnhart and equalized. And at 9:10 Central Time, we will have overtime.
That's definitely not what the line I wanted tonight.
No. Well, thank you, John. Thank you, John Madden.
Yeah, you know. But, you know, and the thing about overtime in CSCHL play is, like, it doesn't, you get the same amount of points you win or lose. Same thing for a shootout at this point. So the Illini going to walk away with points this weekend. At this point, it's for bragging rights, kind of. It's to put a win in the win column overall, but it doesn't mean that much when it comes to the standings in the CSCHL. But you want to win this game because I don't think the Illini want to finish off this weekend having lost 3 straight games at home, have to go to ISU where the Redbirds are a tricky team sometimes. They've struggled them before. They usually win, but like tough team to play. And then have to finish off against Iowa State. Illinois needs to find a way to win this game tonight still.
This is the second time these two teams have played in overtime. In Athens, Ohio won 4-3 in overtime. Rudin scored the goal. Again, watching 3-on-3 hockey on this gigantic ice, lot of space, there will be a lot of chances. In terms of how these teams did the last time they had an overtime game, Ohio's last overtime game, they lost to Robert Morris, Illinois, who's been having a very good season, losing 4-3 to them. They lost to them before that on a shootout day, 2 consecutive overtime losses for the Bobcats after they beat Illinois in overtime. Last time the Illini were in overtime, guess who? Beating Robert Morris, Illinois. So both teams getting some overtime experience against the Robert Morris Eagles.
And that was Bobby. He had a
Ernsting had
goal.
the winner there on the road. You were there for that one, right?
Yeah, that was a wild bit. They came back in that game.
That was their last overtime win. Their
Yeah.
last overtime game. They played Robert Morris again the next day, lost in a shootout in a 6-5 finish.
That was not a fun game.
So bonus hockey here. It is going to be 3-on-3 for 5 minutes, and if we are still tied, we will go to a shootout with 3 skaters taking shots, and then it would go to sudden death if we're still tied after that. Ernsting, Opilka, and Ribba are on the ice for Illinois.
That's the thing about Illinois is you got so many options in overtime because you got so many guys who they have a little space they can work. So then you're going to go with a guy like Koaz and Moskaluk or Richter. You got Joe Nolan who will come out as the second defenseman. It just, you got so many guys that the depth for Illinois in an overtime period really favors them over any other team.
Harkins, Houston, Gross out for the Bobcats as bonus hockey is underway, and we got a loud ILL-INI chant as it seems like there's nobody on the ice. Just 6 skaters and 2 goaltenders here in overtime. Sudden death, 5 minutes. Ribba chance! Oh, what a save from Thomas with the blocker! What a first chance in overtime for Illinois. Houston's got it now for Ohio. Wide open opportunity there from Casper Ribba.
That was the shot that Illinois wanted right out of the get-go. You don't get it, find a way to steal the puck. Jimmy Thomas trying to shield him by throwing the glove up.
Yeah. And right now, Houston's just killing time. There's a pass off the board to Harkins trying to get up there by himself. Now there's a set-up play. Oh, almost wrapped around. Oh, that would have been beautiful if Ohio did that. That was set up.
And there was going to be icing called, but Illinois was not the first one to the puck.
They didn't see that coming. Ribba moving it up by himself. Opilka in the center. Around the net. Ribba in the circle. Getting to the high slot. Opilka going to come out now. Stephen Quinn coming on. Moskaluk on there as well.
Joe Nolan.
Oh, Joe Nolan on. Nolan, Moskaluk. Now Ribba comes out. Now Moskaluk. Kolas coming on. Nice Moskaluk shot. Frozen by Thomas. 3:37 left in overtime.
Okay, well, this is that second forward pairing that I said they would bring out, Kolas and Moskaluk. Do the same kind of thing. Kind of use Ribba as your Kolas, use Ernsting as your Moskaluk, and let's go. Get a shot.
Face off between Moskaluk and Matthew Rudin. Moskaluk won it, but Rudin gets it now and is going to skate back to Picorni and pass it to him. Picorni against Moskaluk, Ohio. Moving it up now. Picorni trying to get a little wraparound, and he flies over Barnhart. Big hit from the Illinois boys. Now a 3-on-2. Moskaluk to Nolan.
Barnhart's without a stick.
Nolan. Kolas shot. And a good save from Thomas.
Barnhart's stick went all the way to the half board.
Oh, my God.
He had to go chasing. I think he was praying that this was going to last long enough for
Yes.
Illinois on in their offensive zone.
Could have been a full rink winner potentially for Ohio, as Quinn, Graham, and Richter are now out for Illinois. And for Ohio, taking the faceoff will be Brian Lubin. Faceoff won by the Illini. Graham keeps it onside, but no one there to get the pass. Lubin will meet it with Quinn poke checking him. Now Houston swats it down, looking for Jenkins. Lubin skating up in the neutral zone with less than 3 minutes.
Got to cut him off.
Houston open. Skating around, looking for an open shot. Couldn't get it that time. It is very silent here right now at the big pond. 2:40 to go. Quinn hitting Lubin into the board. Houston's got it now.
Oh, here goes the penalty.
Both of them go down, and we got a delayed penalty called. There's a pass going to Richter that hits off of him.
I think it's on Quinn. 4-on-3 coming for the Bobcats.
Oh, goodness. It's always big if you get a power play in overtime. We're going to see who's going to go to the box here. And I think you're right. It's going to be Stephen Quinn. Yep. So with 2:33 in overtime, Ohio have a power play, and they're going to strategize here with a 4-on-3.
Yeah, it's going to be the Illinois calling his timeout, I think. It's only going to be a 20-second power play, though, here in overtime.
And that's not a thing. No,
I didn't think so.
No, the clock is off.
That's what I think.
I think
20 seconds doesn't not worth.
No, it's not a 20-second power play. Come on, that's not real.
It was on the scoreboard. The scoreboard's fairly new. I'm just pointing it out.
Fine, and now it's correct.
There you
it's
go.
at 2 minutes.
So that means the Illini, by the time they're back at 3-on-3, there'll be 2:33 left. Or 33 seconds left.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's going to be do or die. So Illinois, you're just hoping to kind of get to a shootout at this point, I guess?
Yeah, this is now you play for a shootout. I mean, that's the position Illinois is in right now. Down with Ohio adding that extra skater onto the ice with 2:33 to go in overtime. And the 3 men coming out for the Illini are going to be Opilka, Nolan, and Ernsting. So obviously going with the 2 defensemen and with the 1 center.
But they can still create an offense is the thing. Those 3 guys can work well enough together that if they do get a chance to break something out, they could threaten to score.
We'll see if Illinois defensively will try and go aggressive and get in front of guys as Bobby Ernsting wins the defensive zone faceoff. That's a big one. The call was holding on Stephen Quinn. Gross now, who took this game to overtime with his wrist shot late in the third period. Pass across to Houston. Houston slowly, methodically looking for a shot. Now passing it. Now back to Houston. High slot. Shot from Houston. Oh, and they get it off the crossbar.
Yeah.
And it did.
Here come the Illini. 2-on-2. No one said, Pilka sets a screen.
Yeah, Ernsting now skating it back.
That's a good play.
Less than 2 minutes to go. 1:24 on the power play as Nolan flings it up. Thomas gets it.
Thomas was going to freeze that.
Yeah, he couldn't catch it in his glove as the puck just kind of awkwardly bounced his way. Houston, who's been on the ice for a majority of this overtime for the Bobcats, passing it to Hazel. Back to Harkins. Now to Houston. Harkins. Hazel, one-time shot. Oh, and I think that was blocked by Nolan, who was right in front of the shot. Oh, and now the puck is open. Moskaluk is running after it.
He needs help.
Obviously not an icing with Illinois on the penalty kill. Hazel cross-ice pass.
Jack Graham
Trying
gets
to find
it first.
Craddock. 42 seconds left. Craddock trying to move around and wrap it around Barnhart with 1:07. There's a big hit from Kolas, who's going to clear it.
Oh, he go.
It didn't go in the bench. Oh, that was a dangerous play from Kolas. Maybe could have been a delay of game. Less than a minute now. 23 seconds on Ohio's power play here. If it's still tied, we'll go to a shootout. Picorni. Shot almost in from Picorni. Had the open low, far post opportunity, but just could not get it in.
5 seconds left. The Illini killed it off. Now it's 3-on-3.
3-on-3 for 33 seconds in this overtime. Looks like Ohio might be getting it. It's in a blind spot now, waiting to see who comes out with the puck. It's Chance Homerin. Pass to the center. Ernsting. 4-on-4.
Can't have the Bobcats take someone off.
Opilka. Shot. Save from Thomas. And a man goes down for Illinois.
Oh, that's Homerin. He's shaking up, still getting up. 10 seconds left.
Homerin can't get up now. Nolan now. Chance to win it. Oh, Homerin almost hit it in. Homerin almost hit it in. Coming up, and he gets hit from behind again from Hazel with 2.2 left.
Chance, I think that was a dirty hit from the Bobcats, but Chance Homerin had the open net on the goal line pass, a chance to win.
Loud jeers and boos coming from the Illinois players as Chance Homerin got hit once, got back up, almost won it, and got hit again.
My goodness, what a play. That he was down on the ice.
That's what you call not giving up.
The second effort by Chance Homerin. He had it. He just missed the shot.
He was probably still dazed after the first hit, as it's 2-2 with 2.2 left.
Watch this. Everyone should be watching. Oh my goodness.
Claps around for Chance Homerin as he skates to the bench. Hoochie mama.
We're going to a shootout.
What an overtime it's been. And unless there's something spectacular that happens in the next 2.2 seconds, it's going to a shootout.
Unless they put someone in the box, so the Illini have the man advantage now for
2.2 seconds. There's your short power play right there.
You know, I think as a result, Illinois should get an automatic goal in the shootout. They started with a 1-0 lead.
See, maybe they changed the rule a little bit there, as Nolan is meeting with Lubin and the officials now, as the two of them are having a discussion maybe about the potential maybe dirty play there. I didn't get a clear shot.
I didn't either, but
no.
Like I think Homerin was pushed down by one of the Bobcats after it's whoever's in the box. Hazel.
Yeah.
So cross-checking. I think Hazel cross-checked Homerin right there at the goal line after he took that shot. That's the only explanation I would have for how Homerin went down again after the shot.
Just trying to catch my breath here.
Oh, that would have been. Can you imagine?
Oh, if Homerin scored, oh my God, that's like.
And it was there. Like the shot was there.
Oh, Kendati, Houston kind of slashed him in the back of his calf there.
Give him a free shot. Give him a penalty shot.
Well, a penalty shot? No, that's not going to happen.
It's the only answer.
Ohio players, I think, are not trying to get in the Illinois guys' heads. Ohio, who stayed so disciplined in that third period, led them to the overtime. Now kind of going back to their first, second period selves in this game.
Get a shot off the draw. Nope, they're going to do it again.
Going to redo
Hey,
the draw.
You got to put, oh my
man.
goodness.
Gross.
This is getting ugly.
Gross and Kendati almost getting fists up.
I guess some can die to the box?
Are they? What is... What?
It doesn't
What is happening?
None of this matters.
There's
at
a
this point.
second left.
Like, nothing's... This is just for show at this point.
It's 2-on-2 right now, but it's not going to be 2-on-2.
I hope it is. I hope he is some good old-fashioned... Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Barnes?
Wait,
the
Ohio's got 2 guys in the box.
The Illini are going to go with a 5...
Oh, they put 2. They added a second on the clock. So
what's going on?
Ohio's got 2 guys in the box. Illinois has 1 person in the box.
Illinois pulled Jake Barnard
Yes.
and they'll have a 4-on-3.
It's now, yeah.
And they put 2.2 back in the clock. So they're saying that was kind of like an out of bounds foul
What is
in
happening?
basketball. That was a weird.
This is insane.
It's a weird minute. What was that? 2 minutes for checking? Slashing.
And then roughing on Kendati.
The Illini have an open net if that means anything.
If
right
Illinois
now.
scores here, this will be insane.
Oh!
He didn't make it.
Shoot up.
Riba had a shot with the backhand. If he scored, that would have been the oh my God moment, the WTF. Let's be real here. Shootout coming up now.
It's not 0-0. It's just that's for shootout purposes. It was 2-2.
As Steven playing the role of graphics as well as color commentator. Thank you all for joining us here for this exciting end to this game between Illinois and Ohio. It's been chippy in this overtime. So the guys who were in the penalty box for that very lengthy 2.2 seconds are now out of the box for the shootout. Jimmy Thomas and Jake Barnhart, the goaltenders for this shootout. Illinois, again, are trying to win their first in the last 3.
I just want to make a point. We got up to 153 people watching. That is a new Illini hockey broadcasting record.
And that's the second time I've been here, and the record's been set. So
Well, we got it against Minot State last week. We got to 151, and you were not here.
No,
was that the Friday game?
That was the Friday game.
Oh, so 2 straight weekends.
Yeah.
You're here. We set a record.
So, yeah.
So
there
thanks
you
for
go.
watching. Illini Hockey on YouTube, on Illini Hockey Broadcasting on YouTube, at Illini Hockey on Twitter, Illini Hockey on Facebook. Good stuff.
Comes full circle. First game I did, shootout. Last game I'm doing shootout.
Oh, sad. Finish it off.
But we'll see how it ends here. Barnhart and Thomas have made some big saves. Thomas had the better saves through the first period and first half of the second period in this game. Barnhart had to make the big saves in the third. Gross and Higgins scored the goals for Ohio on even strength. Opilka and Kola scored for Illinois on power plays in the second. Each team had massive chances in overtime. Obviously, the last 7 seconds with Homerin going on. Timmy Turnaugh will take the first shot for Ohio. The fans are jeering loudly. The boos volume have gone up significantly from the first period going into the shootout. It'll be Timmy Turnaugh against Jake Barnhart. Loud boos as we've got the first shot of the shootout, and Turnaugh whiffs it on the backhand.
There you go. Jake Barnard he didn't pull out too far there, and I think that's the goal because he's not the biggest goaltender in the world.
Didn't have to do anything on that one. And here comes the Illini's top scorer, Casper Riba, for Illinois' first shot in the shootout against Jimmy Thomas. He scores! Wrist shot into the side, and Illinois up 1-0 after a shot from each team.
I almost did my call there. I started Casper Riba.
Yeah, I know.
I had to stop myself. He's too good.
Jacob Houston up now for Ohio against Barnhart. Quick emotional turnaround from the crowd. Houston scores! I think he nutmegged Barnhart there and gives a little shush to the Big Pond crowd. 1-1 now in the shootout as Bobby Ernsting will take the second.
I like the theatricals that are coming on.
Oh yeah, I mean this is drama unfolding before your eyes here on YouTube. Second shot for Illinois. Bobby Ernsting 1-1 in the shootout. Ernsting! Oh, what a save from Thomas! And that evens it up now with the last shot coming up for each team.
No, and Ohio's without Evangelisti, who would usually be one of their first 2 guys taking the shot in the shootout, I think. But they're fine right now still.
Here's Drew Magyar, 1-1 in the shootout for a chance to give Ohio a huge advantage, and it's saved by Barnhart. Just puts his pads together and stops that puck, and now a chance for Thomas Kolas to win it for Illinois.
Yeah, he gave Jake Barnhart did everything he could here in the shootout, gave his team a chance.
If he scores, they win. If he doesn't, we go to sudden death shootout. Kolas against Jimmy Thomas. Illinois wins! Thomas Kolas Supermans his way. Ohio will not be Illinois' kryptonite tonight. And Illinois wins in the shootout and beats number 5 Ohio. Hoochie Mama!
Thomas Kolas, had a goal tonight, had the go-ahead goal, has the game-winning goal in a shootout. And say what you want, but Illinois, this is a team that is still dangerous come playoff time because they have guys like Thomas Kolas, like Casper Urba, that can lead this team to victory.
And the guys will shake hands in center ice. It's good to see that. Some sportsmanship after what was a very chippy game between Sean Hogan's Bobcats and Nick Fabrini's Illini. So a big win for the 13th ranked Illini against the 5th ranked Bobcats. They split the regular season series 2-2. They split in Athens. They split here in Champaign. Thomas Kolas scoring the second goal on a power play for Illinois and getting the winner in the shootout. So Illinois stays above 500. Ohio lose their first game since, guess what? Ohio's last 3 losses in the state of Illinois.
Wow, look at that.
2 straight to Robert Morris. Their 3-game winning streak breaks here against the Illini. And Ohio, oh my God.
My goodness.
After the handshake,
after
the whistle, oh my God.
Oh, this is
Moskaluk pushed Picorni pushed, I think, Nolan.
And there's
it's still happening. Okay, I thought everything was clear after with the handshakes, but no. Picorni went after him.
It started with Barnhart on the handshake line, and it got ugly after that where Pierce, the assistant coach for the Illini, Sean Hogan just shook hands. Sean Hogan's trying to shepherd his team off the ice so the Illini could. Oh no, that was.
I hate to see that. I mean, that's just
not what I want to see.
That's just uncalled for, and you just. That's a little classless in my opinion. I mean, the game's over. I mean, yes, there's a lot of bad blood going, and you can't just push a guy in the middle of the handshake as Illinois gets clapped off here by the Big Pond faithful to end a.
Yeah, they're gonna let Ohio finish going off the ice before the line and go. Jake Barnhart being celebrated by Evan Sabo, Casper Urba, Jack Graham. Oh, that was not what you want to see.
Emotional game, emotional, dramatic game here.
I hope you stayed on past the shootout. That was.
Yeah.
Though that's what you wanted to see.
65+ minutes of that hockey, and I think that's a good way to end it.
Let's go to the 3 stars.
Okay, what do you got?
First one, Thomas Kolas, pretty easy. Goal in regulation, game-winning shootout goal. Second, Jake Barnhart, excellent again tonight. Only gave up the 2 goals, and one of them was late. Can't really blame him, though. And my 3rd star, Casper Urba. Why not? Had the shootout goal to get it started, had a lot of offensive chances. If I had another, I'd say Tyler Opelka because he had his 3rd goal of the season to get the Illini scoring going. But no, those are my 3. Not a pretty game of the end.
Huge win for Illinois as they take it 3-2 final after the shootout victory 2-1 in the shootout. As once again, I'm going to sound like Batman after an Illinois hockey game. It was fun times. I enjoyed joining the team.
Thank you.
What a game for Stephen Cohen. I'm Ori Benatar. Thank you for joining us here on YouTube. You guys will be in Bloomington next weekend for when Illinois takes on Illinois State. Ohio will return home to take on Iowa State. Thank you for joining us and have a wonderful rest of your week.